Hey, 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 yo, 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 we are live, so let's start the show. How in the HE double hockey sticks are you guys doing out there? How are all my mother freakers doing? Are you mother freakers ready to have a frickin' good time? I don't know about you, but I don't give two shoots and a frick what anyone thinks. I'm going to let it all hang loose tonight. That's right. I purposely didn't cuss there to start. That way, when I do finally cuss, it's more exciting. It's one of my plans. I start the show by not cussing. And then later on, when I do cuss, you'll be like, whoa! Right? But shit, I might have ruined it by telling you what I'm going to do. So forget that. All right. Hello, everyone, says Rose. Hi, Rose. Glad you could make it. Got David Yount here. It says donate, like, and subscribe. All those things are good. Fine by me and appreciated. All right. B. Allen says Jake's the man. Thank you very much. Andy says I'm here and I'm not queer. Good to know, Andy. We're glad that you are not a queen or a queer, whichever. All right. Paul getting us started here with a statement about Owen. He says, Owen is overly racist, so any truth seeker that is white will also be associated with him being racist. You're a thinker. I like that. See, you realize he's controlled opposition, and then you realize that he goes out of his way to fit the narrative that he's been labeled with. He's labeled online, if you look him up, as a conspiracy theorist and white supremacist, which of course those things, according to most sheeple, are bad things. And he goes out of his way to make sure to fit and check both those two boxes in the sheeple's minds just perfectly if they ever happen to come across him. So yes, he goes out of his way to blatantly say racist things that aren't funny, that aren't framed within a joke, just racist things. And then, yes, anyone who does come across him is going to think, wow, this guy's a total piece of shit. See, there we go. My first cuss word of the night. It's a shit. Those of you who bet on shit, you win. That would be crazy if you could bet on which cuss word I was going to say. I wonder if I could start a crooked business where I let you guys bet on what cuss word I'm going to say, and then I predetermine which cuss word I'm going to say wins so that I make the most money. No, that would be illegal and wrong. Like running a football organization where you play pretend football and let people bet on it. Yeah, it would be almost as evil as doing that. So I guess I won't do it. See how that works? All right. See how I just turned shit into a joke or a bit, whatever the hell that was? Just made it up. All right. Okay. So tonight I was going to do some shill busting. We could do a shill busting Sunday. And I know whenever I bust shills, there's always some crybabies who don't like it. But that's cool because I'm planning on purging any crybabies who like Zach Hubbard or who like Owen Benjamin. I just kind of want you gone. If you prefer those guys over me, then you're not going to like the stream. And so, with that said, anyone who thinks they're going to show me who's boss by leaving, you will quickly be replaced come September by a whole new plethora of subs that come piling in. So until September, I don't mind losing subs because I'm just going to gain a shit ton of them when I start talking about football again. So in the current time when there is no football, I think it's time to purge some unwanted subs by shill busting. Yeah, because it always happens. I bust shills. My hardcore subs like that kind of content and expect it from me from time to time. But then there's those newbies who are like, I like Zach. I like Owen. Why are you being divisive? I don't like you anymore. Good. Get the hell out of here. Who needs you? So I want to start by saying that if you're an Owen fan or a Zach Hubbard fan, you're not going to like tonight's stream. And I'm not going to like slander the guys or misrepresent them. I'm going to like show reasons why they're absolute pieces of scum sucking shit. All right. And hopefully I can mix in some little funny bits and jokes and stuff. And then when I'm done busting shills, my plan was to do open chat and just talk about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. How's that sound? No, slander's bad. That's like when you're like trying to defame somebody, like who didn't deserve it, and you're like lying even and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, no. I'm just gonna basically show what these guys do and then give my opinion. So there's two channels that I'll give a bit of a shout out to tonight who catalog both of these toxic cult leaders' lies and deceptions. So there's a channel called Sports Gematria who catalogs Zach Hubbard's lies and losses and scams. And then there's a channel I just found called, let me make sure I get the name right, the Texas Goat Radio Show, who catalogs Owen Benjamin's lies and scams. So basically, these guys have done the work for me. They have all the videos cataloged, and then all I got to do is just go over there and click the video, and the exposing begins. So if you guys want to watch any of this content outside of this stream and do your own further investigation, then here's two sources that I'm going to drop today. Sports Gematria is the one that exposes Zach Hubbard, and Texas Goat Radio Show is exposing Owen Benjamin. And so I'm going to be showing videos from those guys' channel tonight. All right. Got Dirt says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? That was it. You missed it all. Have a great night. Just kidding. You didn't miss shit, bro. You're just in time. I'm just going over the intro of what's going to go down. So you're good to go. You missed like a little tiny piece of the intro where all I said was I'm going to expose Zach Hubbard and Owen Benjamin, and then we're going to do some open chat. Basically, that's it. Okay. So with that said, if that sounds like any of y'all's cup of tea, and if you don't know who these characters are, it's still important that you watch and learn, because you'll learn how to spot a scumbag, scammer, controlled opposition shill. You'll learn how to spot all of those things if you watch and pay attention tonight. All right. Rose says, and Simon Woods exposes Owen as a female. Ooh, well, I don't have any info on that. And to be honest, I just learned the info recently over the last few days. So there's a bunch of stuff boiling to the top with Owen Benjamin. And there's people making videos about him. And I guess he apparently got served some legal paperwork. He's being sued by somebody who used to work with him for a breach of contract. So there's a new video where he gets served some paperwork, and there's some guy like on his property, and he's acting like a beta male, like, get off my property. This is private property. Looks like he's about to cry. Anyway. All right. So we're going to go over all of it. We'll start with Owen Benjamin, and then we'll work our way to Zach Hubbard. These guys are very similar, both toxic cult leaders who basically have a lot of the same behaviors, and they treat their audience very similarly. And you're starting to see Owen become a lot more like Zach Hubbard. So I figured I'd just lump them both together in the same video. Also, Zach Hubbard opened his fat mouth and shot it off and put my name in his mouth. And I haven't talked about the guy in months and months. So the fact that he recently shot his mouth off about me, you better believe I'm going to show that and expose the shit out of that dude. And all his losses, not all of them, but many of his losses over the football season, and show you how much you would have lost if you would have stuck with that guy. All right, who's ready to party? Jack Ryan says, whiny bitch. Andy says, I don't like crybabies. All right, you guys hear that, fellas? Andy's letting you know she don't like crybabies. So if any of y'all fixing to be crybabies, she has a wrench. So just watch out. All right, let's boogie. So we'll start with the lies of Beartaria. So Beartaria apparently is was supposed to be like a piece of land, and Owen Benjamin crowdfunded from his audience money to purchase this land in his name to where he owns it, under the promise that it was going to be used for doing shows and camping and events for his subs, and that his subs, if they donate, could get 2 weeks there every year to visit and camp there, and there would be running water, and it would be off grid but still have electricity. Basically, just a fantasy land, a Jonesboro, if you will. And so let's hear all about Beartaria. And those of you who have more information about this guy, you might know more than I do. Feel free to let me know here in the chat while we're watching these videos what info you know about this. And away we go. This is Lies of Beartaria, Part 1.
Show that behavior anymore. My wife doesn't want people I meet on the internet over at my house because a lot of people have threatened to kill us.
That's not true. I've never seen one piece of evidence at all that indicates that being true. The only thing that I've ever seen that he has said that could even be believable turns out was on camera, and it proved that he was a liar. Somebody sent him a bag of gummies, and he opened it up, looked at it, said, okay, cool, I'll give these to my son. Realized that they were penises and said, well, I can't give them to my son, but that's kind of hilarious because that's a bag of dicks. And then he used that instance to say, oh, somebody sent my family a bag of poisoned gummies. Liar.
So I want to get a piece of land that I have ownership of. So it's not like, oh, meet me at a bar or restaurant or whatever. No, and that way I can hang out with people in real life and not cross that that rule I have with my wife.
Okay, so there you have him saying he wants to get a piece of land so that he can hang out with his subs. And he also claimed that lots of people have threatened to kill him. Okay, so that's where we start. He wants to get a piece of land. I'm going to jot down each thing because later on, the more we watch, he's going to start to contradict himself and go back on his word. So get land. And his life has been threatened a bunch of times. Okay. We'll start there.
And own the land. Because he very well could meet somebody in a public spot the way normal people do. But no, he wants you to buy him land so that you can be close to Hollywood. Because believe it or not, he was part of Hollywood, and give him enough time, he'll remind you of that.
And if Trainer Bear has a problem with that and wants to call me a cuck to Babylon, they can go to the Daily Wire. I'm sure Brent Shapiro would love to have you.
Okay, so he wants his audience to donate so that he can acquire the land under his ownership. You see how that works? So he's the one who gets to own the land, right? But he wants his audience to pay for it. Meanwhile, this guy will have you believe that he was some successful comedian in Hollywood and he just chose to leave because he didn't like the business. When the real truth is the guy flopped in Hollywood and was unsuccessful. So they repackaged him as a controlled opposition truther. And here's what they do with controlled opposition truthers: they have some crowdfunding campaign that leads to nowhere, that flushes people's money down the toilet and rewards the scumbag running the scam.
I've never not opted out. I always get the pat down. Good for you. Smart rule. I know, Dimitri. $5,000 per bear buy on. No. I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. That's not the point of me saying that. I have a.
Hold on. He said, I am not collecting money from you for any of this. Another lie. So that's 2. Hold on. I'm going to actually grab my notebook. I'll be right back.
Ton of wealth and resources. It's like I have priority. $5,000 per bear buy on. No. I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. That's not the point of me saying that.
Okay, here he's saying he's not collecting money. Okay, he's not collecting money. And then I think he said something about being wealthy. Let me get that extra part in there as well.
I have a. So it's not like, oh, meet me at a bar or a restaurant or whatever. No, and that way I can hang out with people in real life. That's not the point of me saying that. I have a.
God damn it.
I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. That's not the point of me saying that. I have a.
Hold on. He said, I am not collecting money from you for any of this. Another lie. So that's 2. Hold on. I'm going to actually grab my notebook. I'll be right back.
Ton of wealth and resources.
Okay, there it was. He said he had a ton of wealth and resources. A ton of wealth and resources. But he needs his audience money to buy this land. He's got a ton of wealth and resources. And he's not collecting money. But he needs money to buy this land. Wow, what a story. Little conflicting, right? He's got a ton of resources. He's not looking for money, but he needs money to buy this land.
It's like I have priority. $5,000 per bear buy on. No. I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. That's not the point of me saying that. I have a. So it's not like, oh, meet me at a bar or a restaurant or whatever. No, and that way I can hang out with people in real life and not. Over at my house because a lot of people have threatened to kill us. So I wanted.
So first lie, people have threatened to kill them. That's a lie. Let's write that down. Threatened. One of Beartaria.
I have ownership of. So it's not like, oh, meet me at a bar or a restaurant or whatever. No, and that way I can hang out with people in real life and not cross that that rule I have with my wife. And if Train a Bear has a problem with that and wants to call me a cuck to Babylon, they can go to the Daily Wire. I'm sure Ben Shapiro would love to have you. I've never not opted out. I always get the pat down. Good for you. Smart rule. I know, Dimitri. $5,000 per bear buy on. No. I'm not collecting.
$5,000 per bear buy on. I don't know. I'm going to write that down. I don't know what that means, or I mean, obviously I know what that means. Per. But
Any money from you guys for any of this. Good for you.
Yeah, I just deleted the first Owen pole smoker. He called me a moron and said that this is 3 years old and then made some excuse. Yeah, I'm setting up the story for people who don't know Owen, you pole smoker who just got banned. So enjoy watching the rest of the stream. Now you got to go jump into one of your other accounts and try and come back again. Mods, if you see anyone calling me names and defending Owen, bounce them, okay? Or Zach, for that matter. You know how it works. These guys are shitbags. I'm going to show it, and they're going to try and interrupt me and stop me and halt me and make excuses. And so we don't have time for that. YouTube plays dirty pool. These guys play dirty pool. So I got to play the same game and bounce them the second they show up because they're going to try and derail my stream, derail your opinion, and control the narrative here in the chat. Not my first rodeo, fellas. All right. It's all good, mods. Just keep your eyes out, because yeah, there was a dude who's like, "This is from 3 years ago, moron. You're just a moron because this is 3 years old." I'm gonna get to the new stuff. We gotta set the table for the fact that he needed crowdfunding to acquire his fucking land, his land that he acquired with other people's money, and the promises he made in order to get this land that he didn't keep.
Smart rule. I know Gematria. $5,000 per bear buy on. No. I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. It's not.
I'm not collecting any money from you guys for any of this. Lie number 2 of Lies of Beartaria. Collecting. There we go. Lie number 2.
The point of me saying that. I have a ton of wealth and resources. It's like I have priorities.
Okay, so he says that he has a ton of wealth and resources. And yet we know we have the privilege of Owen would call it prophecy, but normal people would call it, there's a word for it, but I can't think of it.
Don't think that was me being like, "Hey guys, I need money." I don't. I'm good.
Hey guys, don't think that. Oh, and I quote, "Hey guys, don't think." I'm going to pause this so y'all don't have to hear.
All right, here we go. Dear Big Bear, here is some United States government issued toilet paper for your war supply. You will need it if you want to survive.
One of the things is the war supply war chest. He's always talked about his war chest. He has I do believe it's an actual physical chest that he collects his gold, silver, and all those sorts of things in.
The deadly coronavirus. As I have now saved you and your family from certain death, please sign me up for the Bear Trail. I would love to be a part of it. Sincerely, Dragon Bear. Thank you, Dragon Bear. I thought it was a troll for a second there, but that's really funny.
The Bear Trail is a place that has actually existed since the 1800s, around where he grew up, at least around the New York area, I do believe. I could be mistaken on that.
Oh, and want to know what else we've been working on? Do you know that with the proper Bear Trail, we can keep the internet alive?
Okay, lie number 4. So I don't know the logistics of that, but I would categorize that as a promise that he wouldn't keep.
Let's say, hypothetically, the internet goes down so people can hypothetically get more control by squeezing people. If you have enough nodes from trusted sources, you can keep the internet up.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this video right here. That brings the total to, in this video, 1, people have threatened to kill them. Never seen any evidence of that whatsoever. 2, I'm not collecting any money for any of this. Obviously, he did. 3, hey guys, don't think that's me saying I need money. It was. And 4, with the proper Bear Trail, we can keep the internet alive. Fear-mongering, fear porn. This is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Beartaria. Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. This is part 2 of Lies of Beartaria, thanks to Milker Nation.
How dare you? Oh yeah, buddy. The Bear Trail it's a long way in the making, but I think it could do wonderful things. I mean, yes, yeah. 40 acres, 40 houses, with everybody has their own pump.
40 acres, 40 houses.
And like well-crafted mini houses. He, after he got out of the military, he made him and his family like a 200 square foot house, and he lived in it with 5 kids. And now he's like he makes a bunch of bookbinder. Guy's a fucking legend. Bro, tiny house.
Go ahead and let me know, because obviously this is a work in progress. How strict should we be? Because I understand the situation. It is conversation, but manipulation and lie. How strict should we be? Because I am right now. Victoria.
Way to go. Right. Imagine a brilliant idea. There is a tiny house. Right. Imagine you save up $30,000 and you have an acre to grow on, a tiny house in a community. No debt. I mean, dude. Yeah. I just wrote, I'm in. You probably need a little more land to handle the amount of sewage created. Good point.
Okay, so this is the beginnings when he's pitching his Beartaria, his own personal paradise for him and his subs to live on. And he's pitching these numbers like 40 houses and 40 acres. And so this was the beginning stages before he actually got the money and acquired land and didn't do the things that he talked about. So this is him talking about building a Jonesboro, if you will, if you know that story. So this is like a straight up cult move to talk about this like sort of fantasy life that you can build if you can just get money from the people who are watching. You call it we. If we could just raise X amount of money, we could have this paradise and we could all live together in happiness, and it would be so much better than this place. See how that goes? So we have other examples of this behavior. And here he is repeating the exact same cult-like behavior that we associate with like Jonesboro. That's probably the most popular one. Or was it Jonestown? I think I might be saying the wrong thing. Jonestown. Anyway, that's a whole nother video in and of itself.
Very good point. We'll figure it out. And we farm the land. Right. Exactly. Dude, guys, this is clearly the future. The future is this. The Palm Mediterranean Road, yeah. That's basically been my plan for the last 9 months. Yes. And this dude does it. Like, he builds this shit. This is why I make money, guys.
This is why I make money. I'm not going to write that down, but
I wear my merch. Like, I'm not like, I have way too many animals as it is. It's like,
just imagine Jake Paul or whatever as a way of saying, look, unintentionally hilarious
management with like people so they can live without debt in communities where they can.
Okay, so we know for sure that this is going to play out because this is 2020. What he just said, he's actually referring to himself and nobody else. Let's just go back for a second.
It's like the next step is land management with like people so they can live without debt in communities where they can prosper.
Okay, so this was 4 years ago. The only person that Beartaria has helped to accomplish that dream is Owen Benjamin.
Guys, I wasn't going to start looking into Bear Trail stuff, but the perfect one is for sale. And
okay, that's another lie. I did write that down because obviously that's a lie. He said I wasn't gonna look into Bear Trail stuff. Obviously he did. It wasn't like he slipped and hit the keyboard in a certain amount of keys specifically to look up land.
Patreon lawsuit is so absurd. I don't want it to hold me up anymore. There is a compound, 50,000 square feet, 20, 30 separate buildings, full functional wilderness camp, North Idaho, $1.5 million. 210 or 211 acres.
So now he's claimed that he looked into it, found the perfect spot, 211 acres for 1.5 million. And he's going to ask for his subs money to help him acquire that land, even though he already told us he's not collecting money. And he has a ton of wealth and resources. See where this is going? See where this is going?
It's 211 acres. That's important because he ended up going from 211 acres to 10 acres.
5 miles from Beartaria Tactical. So I was thinking, just throwing this out there, let me know what you guys think. Do you think we could raise the money for that? If 5,000 people chipped in $400 and in return they got 2 weeks there, any 2-week vacation they want.
There we go. The introduction.
Would that be possible? Think about everything that it would accomplish. We could do shows there.
Okay, so this is going into, I'm going to go ahead and consider these lies as well. False promises. So 8 live shows.
We could do wilderness, like James Drew could do wilderness camps there. Think about everything that it would accomplish. We could do shows there. We could do wilderness, like James Drew could do wilderness camps there.
Wilderness camps. Okay.
My buddy in LA would do men's fitness camps there.
So now that he's told you he has the spot of land, now he's got to sell you on all the stuff you can do on the land. Oh, my buddy, he could do fitness camps. We could do shows. You do events. So now he's like going to name off all this stuff that we could supposedly do on the land. And that he's going to use as a sales pitch for you to buy him land, or for his subs, I should say, to buy him land. So, what do you guys think so far? Alex D says shill. Jack Ryan says, LOL, a good scammer. That's an oxymoron. No, there's guys who aren't that good at scamming people and can't quite get that much money to buy land. So the fact that he's able to scam his audience, and keep them believing and milk them for that much money to where he can acquire land without, fulfilling any of these promises, hey, that means he's good at being a scammer, right? You can be good at being a shitbag. It doesn't mean it's a good thing. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Shill confirmed.
His buddy in LA doing the fitness camps. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Sam with that, but I'm not too sure.
Is that possible?
All right, so that's going to be the end of this one. To round it up, or to sum it up, really, with part 2 of Lies of Beartaria, number 5. Welcome to the Texas Go Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. This is
211 acres, 5 miles from Beartaria Tactical. And I am trying to convince Brandon to run for sheriff.
Okay, so I'm not going to write any of that down. I mean, I very well should. Brandon from Vertex.
Bear in mind, I sold out Sandpoint in like an hour. So there's tons of bears up there. 50,000 square feet. At least 20 or 30 houses on this thing with a basketball court, shooting ranges, crazy.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say that he did promise. Well, he didn't.
So now he's added on a basketball court and a shooting range, right? See, so now he's like gonna list off a bunch of stuff like, and we're gonna have ponies and a full-on petting zoo, and there's gonna be free blowjobs for everyone, and there's gonna be and he just keeps adding on stuff to it until he like sinks a hook into everybody. Like you got to hook people in with a sales pitch. And if you come, then you'll also get a voucher for 50% off at Walmart. And also, it'll make the inside of your car smell new again. And it will. So he's got to like keep like coming up with reasons why you should fund his land. I like it. He's already spouted off like that his buddies can run events, and then basketball court. Like I like how he like snuck basketball court in there. Like, why stop there, bro? Why not a bowling alley too while you're at it, right? I mean, some people like that. Oh, table tennis, full on tennis court, bro. Might as well do the tennis court, basketball court combo while you're at it, right? Pool, and we want a natural pool. We don't want chlorine, right? Because we're truthers. Got to have a natural pool. Just keep adding stuff on to sink as many hooks into people as you can for this magical paradise that you get to maybe come visit if he lets you. Oh, good stuff, right? I just thought of this. It's almost like Michael Jackson building an amusement park in his backyard, to draw in the children. It's like he's except he doesn't actually want to draw in the people. He just wants the land. So he's like making it sound like, Michael Jackson's amusement park, like to Beartards. If that makes sense. So he's like going after the Beartards by telling them that they're going to get to like come visit and hang out with him at this paradise, and it's going to be amazing. But what happens is he ends up owning the land. And then he's like, "Oh, people have threatened to kill me, so I can't allow anyone from the internet to show up to my land." See how that works? People threaten to kill him. Remember? People, he said, threatened to kill him. So therefore, once he acquires the land, oh, he changed his mind about letting people come visit. See how that works?
Even really promise. He just alluded. He said the tactical thing, and then somebody being a mayor. That's a bear. So that's political power. The illusion of political power and some form of firearm protection, I would think. I'm not going to write that down, but I think it's worthy of taking a note of. A mental note, really.
Water system from a fresh stream.
All right, so that's number 11. Water system from fresh stream.
And potential to be completely off grid with electricity. And total monthly taxes are $700 a month. I think we can raise the money. I have a realtor in Idaho. I just talked to him.
He just said, "I think we can raise the money." See there? Didn't he say he's not collecting money and that he has a ton of wealth? And now he's saying, "I think we can raise the money." Don't you love how scammers, shillbags operate and they talk out of both sides of their ass at the exact same time, contradicting themselves, right? I'm not collecting any money, but I think that we could come up with the funds to buy me land. I have a ton of wealth. I'm not collecting money, but I'm pretty sure if you guys donate $1.5 million, I could buy some awesome land that we could do cool stuff with. There's going to be ponies in a tennis court, and the ponies are going to play tennis naked with boobies. Huh? Are you in?
remind you that he just, well, I'm going to point out that he just said we can raise the money, but he also said in part one, hey guys, don't think that's me saying I need money.
Do you guys think we could raise that in 2 weeks? Do you think 5,000 people could contribute $400 in 2 weeks? It's a full-size village. I can't have people move in because I would potentially move my family there because we would have to work on it and build it and fix it. But it's functioning. All the structures are functional, right? And yeah, because I got to move quick on it. We could set up an area that can be kind of like a all-natural trailer park for people that, not a trailer park of despair, a trailer park of.
And yes, I did just write that down as number 2.
And there's going to be a designated trailer park area. You guys hear that? A designated trailer park area within Beartaria. It's going to be right next to the basketball courts, perhaps. Right. Oh, but not a bad, shitty trailer park. Not a trailer park of despair. This one's going to be a trailer park of DeBear. Ooh.
Well, trailer park. Not a trailer park of despair, mind you.
Like, people can park their, like traveling bears can park their van and like chill there. It could be a place where we have retreats for kids.
Right now, I'm writing these things down because he's using these as selling points. And because I have an idea of where it's going, all of this actually matters. And so whether or not it's arguable, if it's promises, sure. It's one of the reasons why he's gotten away with it for the last 4 years. But I do think that it's worthy of noting.
The whole thing is about knowledge retention of Western civilization. Retreat to the Mountains, incredible offering consists of 211 acres with approximately 45 buildings, including nearly 50,000 square feet, former home of Four Seasons full-time residential school, and summer wilderness camp. Allows for endless opportunities. An area that we could have retreats, campfires, endless possibilities.
Retreats, campfires, endless possibilities. That's right, you guys. The possibilities of what we, as in me and you and all the bears, could do on Owen's land that he owns. The possibilities are endless. Just infinite amount of possibilities. Just make up some in your own head that sound pleasing. And if that sounds good to you, whatever you make up in your head to do on Owen's land, theoretically, well, he might do that if you send him the money. See how that works? So he wants you to use your own imagination to think of all the endless, amazing things that you are going to somehow do on his land that you buy for him. Gotta love it, man. And there's people on the other end like, yeah, that's a great idea. We could have a homestead farm and grow crops and stuff. And he's like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So he'll just try and sink his hooks with as many selling points as he can, right? Everything from like retreat, campfire, basketball court, fitness camp, just whatever. All that stuff's going to go down. But you got to buy him the land first. That's the catch.
I'm starting a retreat. I'm starting a place where people for endless opportunities, an area that we could have retreats, campfires, endless possibilities. I'm starting a retreat. I'm starting a place where people can come on retreat, bring their families, like learn shit, commune with each other, grow things, learn how to homestead. But the value, guys, the value, 211 acres in North Idaho, 5 miles from Veritech Tactical, with 25 structures and 50,000 square feet, with a running, the value is $50 million. I mean, I don't even know how to quantify.
The value is $50 million. I don't even know how to quantify it.
So it costs 1.5 million, but the value is 50 million, but he doesn't know how to quantify the value. Okay. How can you say that with a straight face? Like that sentence alone, right? You know, Oh, it's worth 50 million. Dude, you said it costs 1.5 million. Are you telling me they're giving you that big of a 48.5 million discount? Yeah, right, man. It's worth 50 million. I don't even know how to quantify it. Well, didn't you just say it was worth 50 million but it costs 1.5? I don't know. Wow. Okay. Let's finish this one up, and then I got one more quick video on this guy, and then we'll move on to Zach Hubbard, and then we'll open up the chat, free open topic. Once we get through this shill busting shit.
By that.
I'm sorry for just pausing and whatever. I'm actually just taking notes is what I'm doing. So yeah, there's that.
At least 20 or 30 houses on this thing with a basketball court, shooting ranges, crazy. We can make a
So basketball court and shooting ranges also being added to the list.
few of the cabins, guest quarters. I mean, guys, it's 50,000 square feet. We could do, a Bible study camp. We could do
a Bible study camp. Got to write that one down. Reason I got to write that one down is because he changes his stance on the way he treats Christians in the coming years. So I'll show you a video example of him saying some not so nice things about Christians. But right here, he's claiming Bible study camp on his land. Okay, Bible study camp. Okay, so he's trying to hook the Christians. I'll let you do Bible study camping on my land if you buy it for me. Sound like a deal? Hey, all you Christians out there who love Jesus, I'll let you study the Bible on my land as long as you buy me some land. Doesn't that sound like a hell of a good idea? Isn't it funny when I say it like that? That's basically what he did to his audience right there.
Okay, Bible study camp. This video isn't even 6 minutes long. Oh my.
a child's retreat camp to learn how to shoot guns. Shooting
A child's retreat camp to learn how to shoot guns.
After Bible study, a child's retreat camp to learn how to shoot guns. So now he wants children on his land learning how to shoot guns. Right. See how he's going after every type of person? Oh, you're a gun owner? Let me stick this hook into you. Oh, you're a Christian? Yeah, well, we're gonna do Christian things too. Oh, you like basketball? We're gonna have a basketball court. You know what I mean? It's like as many things as he can just list off. It's like this shit's getting pretty expensive, dude. All these things you're adding on to it. So now it's not just the $1.5 million for the land. Now you're adding on all this other shit. Is that included in the price? Or do you want more money for that? How's that going to work? Are you going to use your wealth to buy that stuff? Huh. Right? Yes, got to teach the kids how to shoot guns because he, is such a great guy, right? And if you support guns, you should want to teach the kids how to shoot guns. And if you want to teach your kids how to shoot guns, where else would you rather go besides Owen Benjamin's Beartaria? I'm pretty sure if you like guns and you want to show your kids how to shoot guns, you're going to do that on your own time. You're probably going to have your own way of doing that in your own place to take them. You don't need to go to an Owen Benjamin retreat in order to do that. And anyone who would do that, yuck. What sort of parent is that? Right? I used to go shoot guns, my dad had some guns and then when he divorced my mom, but she dated a dude and got remarried, and I had a stepdad and he had guns, so I went out shooting guns, and guns are cool. So I don't got anything negative to say about that, but like you see how he's using like that somehow, like gun ownership and then kids learning to shoot guns, using that as a selling point on top of all the other shit. So now it's like he's just going down a list, like I said, trying to make as many cool things up as he can to get as many people on board. See, so at this point now he should offer up free blowjobs for everyone, right? He's already pretty much sunk his hooks into everyone. The last person left is the dude jerking off, staring at the TV screen, the computer screen. He's going to need to offer free blowjobs from free whores, the finest free whores Idaho can provide. Right? If that was the case, I would be on board. He would have me sold. These are free whores we're talking about? Yes. Free whores for everyone. And we get as many as we want? Yes. Unlimited free whores. And I don't have to wear a rubber? Nope. You don't have to wear, and they're all tested and clean. And I can do them in the butt. You can do them in the butt. All right, I'm in. Where do I sign up? Where do I send my money? See, that's a joke. I just made that shit up. That shit's funny. And I know because this guy right here is laughing with an emoji. This guy's laughing with an emoji. And this guy says, ha 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 ha. Yes. That's called comedy, Owen Benjamin, if you ever happen to watch this. See what that was? That's a joke that I just made at your expense. And I made it up off the top of my head because I'm the funniest comedian in the world. And you, Owen, you ain't funny. I've never laughed once at Owen. Nothing he has ever said has made me chuckle. Just a bunch of cuss words and slur words is all he's got, but no actual material to put with the cuss words. Saying naughty words is not funny in and of itself. You have to put the naughty words in a structured sentence around a comedic idea to make it funny. But he can't do that. He can't say anything that's actually funny. But he does know how to scam his audience to buy him land.
All right, so this might be one of the shorter videos that I've done. This is part 3 of Lies of Beartaria. So far, just with this part, we have number 11, water system from fresh stream. 12, trailer park, not of despair, I'll add. 13, retreats for kids. 14, the whole thing is about knowledge retention of Western civilization. 15, retreats, campfire, endless possibilities. 16, bring families. 17, learn shit. 18, the value is $50 million. 19, basketball court. 20, shooting ranges. 21, Bible study camp. And 22, a child's retreat camp to learn how to shoot guns. This is part 3 of Lies of Beartaria. Thank you, Milker Nation.
So one thing I always find funny about liars is a lot of times they forget their lies and how committed people get to a lie, and then they just act like it never happened. Guys, I wasn't going to start looking into bear trail stuff, but the perfect one is for sale.
All right, the video's glitching a bit. I'll let it load up for a second. But anyway, I'm almost done with this guy. Got one little video to get through, and then we'll switch it up and go on to Zach. But this is new Owen. So that was old Owen. And then now we're going to get to some newer Owen stuff. And we're going to start to see the downward spiral. And we're going to start to see him act like Zach Hubbard and start to curse his own subs and get mad at his own subs for not donating enough money. So now we're going to get into some of the newer stuff that he's been doing recently.
And the Patreon lawsuit is so absurd. I don't want it to hold me up anymore. Beartaria, yeah. I mean, they're literally, their entire lawsuit against the Bears is that because they logged in after they changed their terms of service, they then have to, dude, half of them were already in arbitration before they changed their terms. They're just trying to get us to pay fees. It's stupid. But anyway, there is a compound, 50,000 square feet, 20, 30 separate buildings, full functional wilderness camp. Watch the stream and no one fucking cares. They're like, oh, it's had like 8 entropy. Okay, well, there's going to be a hey, look, it's your magical giant has returned. That's me. Owen, the magical giant, plays piano. Do we have no entropy, Coddington? Man, everything's really falling apart out there, isn't it? Fucking niggers. We only have one entropy. Okay, well, this is going to be a short stream. You guys can all go fuck yourself. I'm not kidding. We're landing the plane. I'm going to try and do this thing short. I'm fucking, oh, how dare you? We had like 80,000 people watch the stream and no one fucking cares. They're like, oh, it's everything's free. That's fine. You guys, you know what? Go enjoy. Because after talking to Curtis, it's like so many people learned all this shit from COVID and then they just went right back. Super chat incoming. Don't worry. I'm not trying to guilt anybody. I'll just take the time. I don't need to do 3 fucking hour streams. I'll just use my time. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm going to go outside and that's going to be it. Okay. No worries about it. Keep your dirty little money. You fucking cheap fucks.
Ha ha ha. Good one, Owen. That was a really funny joke. Let me hear more of your genius comedic material that everyone thinks is so hilarious. Because that opening bit, whoa, that was a knee slapper and a half. Let me hear some more, Owen.
We're selling cheese now. Oh, look at this shit. Look at this shit. You want your fucking nigger jokes, right? Look at this. This is what my future may entail. My wife now knows how to legitimately make the cheese fucking orange. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh, how dare you? How dare? Oh yeah, you go find Muslim Hitler somewhere else. Oh no, go watch Steven Crowder go own the left. I'm watching people fall back into the malaise. You know what's going to happen? The shit's going to hit the fan again. They're going to come fucking running back. I don't need the sympathy. In the chat, people are like, oh, I gave you a... Keep it. I don't give a fuck. 1 entropy? We used to have a page this long every fucking day. Oh, well, Jim Bob revealed that you hate the Lord. Fuck you and the Lord. Okay, when these stupid churches do the same shit they just did, Jesus said to drink the blood. Oh, his holiness doesn't fuck all that. No, that's all they do is fuck. They're fucking disgusting. And then when you get fucked by one of these holy men, you're going to run back and you're going to say, oh, Big Bear, I should have bought the magazine. Fuck you. Go get National Geographic, you fucking retards. Oh, how dare you? I'm calling a day. Oh, how dare you? Oh, go fuck yourself. I accidentally ripped the letter. So part won't be getting read, and I don't care. Oh, really? You won't read my letter? You go get the fucking Ben Shapiro to read your letter.
And people show up and say, Jake, what do you think of Owen Benjamin? I'm like, the guy seems like a piece of shit shill to me. Well, whatever do you mean? What has he ever done, Jake? I'm like, dude, I barely even keep up with the guy. And like, if I just scratch the surface, just barely, I can come up with this. And there's people who like have no clue that Owen has been doing any of this. It's like, but they love him and follow him. How does that work? I don't love him and don't follow him, but I can just barely research and discover, oh yeah, total proof he's a shitbag, treats his audience like trash, basically, shits on them. And they just love it and lap it up, I guess. Fund where he lives, and then he shits on them. I don't know how these guys do it, but somehow they do. Somehow they still have an audience.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't like how you talk about the Lord. Oh, really? Yeah. Go drink piss warm booze that some fucking wizard tells you is blood. And yeah, great stuff, everybody. Great fucking stuff. Really good. Really good. Everyone's really fucking getting it, huh? Okay. And I'm out of here after I read these fucking letters. Oh, check out the one super chat with 80,000 people watching the stream. Okay, that's great. Hey, look, it's Ben Shapiro. Let's move back to the city. It's all over now. Oh, even though they waterboarded my 5-year-old with a mask. Oh, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Oh my God, it's just like retarded. Got to move back to the cities. That's where the Dunkin' Donuts are. So let's go easy. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I guess it's like a natural way to just kill off the retards. Okay, no problem. No problem. Moving on. No one else called. No one was called. Oh, and that's the thing is they'll now make it seem obvious. Oh, his name's Mr. Beast. It's so obvious to trade the name. You didn't see it. You didn't fucking see it. I saw it. Oh, really? No, we all just knew. No. What happens is the people that see it are called crazy or they're haters or living rent-free much. And then 4 years later, everybody sees it and they forget about that. And then they call the person crazy again. So everybody just keeps calling you crazy. Okay. And then Wikipedia they shame you for all this shit. And then when you're right, they just take it out. And then they shame you for the next thing. And everyone's like, well, you know, Jimbo made a lot of sense. I mean, the Lord. It's like, you know what? Most of Christianity sucks. It's the dumbest, gayest fucking thing. And they're like, but the Lord. I'm like, okay, you know what? Just fucking vax up. I think the purpose of a vaccine is to fucking make you die sooner. Because
Okay, so there he just attacked Christians and Christianity as a whole, basically. And all those voices he did were basically like the same voice. Like whenever he mocks someone, he just like repeats the same voice. Not funny. You need to like learn how to have some variety in your characters when you mock people, right? So he basically has one default voice when he wants to mock someone. Oh, I talk like this when I want to mock someone. Oh, the Lord, Christianity. I'm going to talk like this now, and that's going to make my point even better. Right? Look, everyone can have their own opinions on religion, but here's the thing: is if you go broad brush attacking Christianity as a whole, you're going to be attacking a lot of people who aren't necessarily bad people. You just disagree with them. And so, I, for instance, have a lot of Christians who follow me, even though I don't call myself a Christian, and I don't and I don't thump the Bible. But at the same time, I believe in creation. I just don't know who or what created this place. So I don't consider myself to be a religious man, but I have people who are followers of Christianity who follow me. So I would never like try and shit on the religion as a whole and try and paint them all out to be this way or that way, because you're going to be misjudging and mischaracterizing a whole lot of good people, you know, who didn't do anything wrong to you. And there's a whole lot of different Christians that you can deal with that are just completely different from one another. There's Christians who believe they live on a ball earth in space. And then there's Christians who think they live on a flat earth with a dome over the top, right? So that's two complete different realities of that they believe they live in, but they're both Christians, both of the same religion. So rather than try and like paint them all with the same brush, I like take each person with and treat them as an individual, right? So if somebody claims to be a Christian, but they treat people good and they don't scam people, they don't mess with me, don't insult me, well, I don't got a problem with that. And likewise, me not being religious, I would hope that people don't have a problem with me not being religious, and don't paint everybody who isn't religious with the same brush. Yes, Andy, I agree. Evolution is a false religion. Mainstream science as a whole is basically a big false religion. Rocky Shepherd, hey, glad you're here, man. Says, "Oh, Beartaria, bears from the underworld." Yeah, see, and then they call themselves bears. And isn't that a term that like a certain tribe of men use to express their sexuality? A bear. Of course, that's what he uses as his nickname. All right.
Guys, my dog's 21. Man, I've put a lot of effort into this shit. And what do I get in return? Nothing. I can just see people just listening and not giving a shit. It's okay, Kyneton. No one's mad at you. You just
I think this is the first super chat of the night. It seems like when I get carried away shill busting, people don't really donate. So I think this is a super chat that has nothing to do with the topic at hand. But since it's the first super chat of the night, I might as well sing it for you. Okay, so I'm going to interrupt my own stream and go completely in a different direction and sing Return of the Doink because this person just sent the donation, right? Okay, and I would hate to leave a subscriber hanging. So this one's for you. Well, I tried to tell you so. Yes, I did, but I guess you didn't know. They be messing with field goals, and there's magnets in the poles. You lied to me. All those field goals I thought were so real. You lied to me. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You lied to me. All those field goals I thought were so real. You lied to me. And now I cry. Now I cry, cry, cry. Return of the doink. It is return of the doink. Come on. Return of the doink. Another ball hits the pole. Return of the doink once again. Return of the doink. And another ball hits the pole. Don't you know? All right. And that, of course, got another super chat to come in that says, "Stop singing, please." Well, lucky enough for you, that was the end of the song. So I naturally ended the song. And I'm going to take your super chat and say, thank you. Drive through. Normally, I would get offended for somebody sending me money and telling me to stop singing because I know I'm a good singer. And the fact people request that I sing proves that I have some ability. So if you want to send me money to stop after I had already planned to stop anyway, that's cool. I'm not offended. Thanks for the money. And you know what I'm going to do with the money? I'm going to not build Beartaria. How's that sound? Hey, everybody, you know what I'm not going to do? I just came up with a joke right now. Watch. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to build a retreat place. I'm not going to buy some land. If you send me money, I'm going to totally use it for other stuff I'm not going to tell you about. And I'm not going to buy land. You know what I'm not going to buy? I'm not going to build a basketball court for you. I'm not going to. You know what else I'm not going to do? I'm not going to have a retreat for children to shoot guns. There's so much that could go wrong. If a child accidentally fucking shoots another child on my property, woo, that would be bad. So no, not going to do it. You know what else I'm not going to do? I'm not going to have men's fitness camps. You know why? Just don't want to. I might build my own gym, but I don't want any other men and their fitness and their camps around. No, no way. You know what else I'm not going to do? All right. I think that's enough of my not going to do jokes. Okay. I tried to go riff in a totally different direction and joke about the stuff I'm not gonna buy with the money. It's experimental. I make up all my jokes on the fly, except for the ones that I repeat. All right, let's continue. We're almost done.
Can't keep the streams functioning. That's okay. Just like we can't get a fucking ticket link. We can't sell tickets forever. I guess it takes months and months and months to really work out all the kinks. When me and Amy used to put up a fucking link and sell them in 10 minutes. I don't know, but I guess people, everybody, it is what it is. And then no one gives a fuck. Everyone's, oh, it's great. Everything's going just so fucking great. Gregory, my business is down 50% from last year. It's getting tight out there. No problem. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not, you guys do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. I know a lot of people are doing a lot better now than they were before. A lot of times it's because of my fucking advice.
Yeah, guys, Owen's mad because a lot of people are doing better because of his advice and they aren't giving him enough money anymore. So now he's pissed off. He's got a real good reason to be pissed off. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. I'm researching different equipment to buy to start recording. So it's a process I need to go through to figure out what I need, how to use it. And then once I figure that out, I'm going to start pumping out new music way more regularly. So once I get the studio up and running, new music is going to be coming out a lot more often. It sounded like somebody might have knocked at my door. One sec. Or I'm hearing things. One or the other. Or somebody N-word knocked on my door. You guys remember going N-word knocking? Did you guys ever go N-word knocking when you were a kid? It's kind of like doorbell ditch, except it's racist. All right.
If your businesses are going down, that's fine. We're talking about thousands of people. So no one's like, hey, man, hey, gee whiz, Big Bear. Thanks for that advice that saved my fucking life and my job. Here's fucking $5. Oh, no, they can't do that. They're like, oh, how double dog dare you? Everything's free because of all the ad revenue that you'll never have. I don't get ad revenue. I'm not Theo Vaughn. I don't get to run around with Donald Trump and Joe Rogan and get my ass fucked in a steam room. I have a different life. Like, full cunt. He's like, Jesus, where's my food? I want to headbutt my master.
So whenever he wants to make fun of someone, it's like he defaults into like a shitty knockoff Cartman voice. Give me cheesy pips. Mom, shut the hell up. I want to watch TV. Right? He just goes into that voice. So anyone who he doesn't like, that's what he does. He makes that voice. I mean, I never understood what people thought like was funny about this guy because he never has made me laugh. And I'm not just saying that to be a dick because I think I'm the funniest dude in the world. I am the funniest dude in the world. And that's why I'm telling you, he's never made me laugh. And there are comedians who have talent, who have made me laugh, who I can admit like are talented mofros. This is not one of them. This guy doesn't have talent, and he flopped in Hollywood, and he's flopping as a truther scammer, and now he's agitated and mad and telling his own audience to fuck off at this point, and basically just shooting himself in the foot and being the poster boy for all the things that Wikipedia says about him.
Right, yours will be different, huh? Well, mine aren't black Lady Bear, so mine have something called impulse control. He's like, you got to piss on him? I do. You don't have impulse control. You're worse than the blacks, and everyone knows it. go, oh my God, listen to you. I'm not even going to sell my cheese. Dude, I'm so bad at business. I'm like, you know what? I don't want anyone to even have it. I'm going to.
Yeah, here's the thing about stand up, anyone can be funny for one special. For like 1 year in their life, they have their shit together and they do some good clubs with some good crowds. Here's what it comes down to with comedy. If you do a good club with a good crowd, as long as your material is decent, you can get laughs. And if you have someone film when you're dressed up nice in front of a good crowd, as long as your material is getting some laughs, you can make it look like you're funny and you're a big time comedian. But like, to continue that year after year and keep coming up with fresh material and stay funny and stay on top of like what it is to be actually hilarious, like a lot of comedians fall off after a while. That's why you'll see like a comedian like Gallagher in the 80s was gigantic, but by the 90s fell off. You see what I'm saying? There's comedians, that blew up and were doing stadium, like almost like arenas. Like Dane Cook was doing like gigantic arenas, but now he's nowhere near that famous anymore. So you'll see a lot of comics start to fall off and be less funny. And so the fact that he didn't make it as a comic basically says everything. Like, he didn't make it there, and he doesn't make it just doing live streams. Like, what he's doing here isn't funny. So it's not like he's performing really funny bits or anything. So this is just like hatred and vitriol that he spews, and nothing's funny about it. And then when he does mock somebody, it's just the same damn generic Eric Cartman voice. I'm going to talk like this about people that I don't like. So yeah, being funny and doing stand up for a day, like, yeah, anyone can do that. But being funny over a long period of time, day in, day out, that's a whole nother skill. And he doesn't have it.
Keep it. That's the last time I get disrespected by a goat. Everyone's like, what are you even talking about? You gonna wear some jorts and try and pull a coup d'etat? Huh? And they're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking? Let me guess. I become friends with you. I let you come to my home and your chink wife talk shit about me and my wife online. Huh? And then you're gonna headbutt me. And someone's like, dude, I'm just gonna buy cheese from Cracker Barrel. I'm like, probably smart move. Probably smart move, motherfucker. When you're sitting in that bathtub pissing on yourself, wondering why everything went so bad, it's fine. Okay, that's going to be it for us today. I believe Kyneton, we're all caught up. Also, when I copied over, you can see the date wasn't tied to original. So it is also something that needed to be adjusted. I don't know what anyone's talking about. Don't you worry about the old streams, Scott. I don't give a fuck. If people needed to hear them, they would have heard them when I did them. Who am I to think everything I ever said needs to be recorded, logged, and kept? Just let it go. But hey, at least you know the Lord. At least you can drink some piss warm wine, call it blood, and you just can't wait until the pearly gates swing open and you can get your balls tickled by little boy angels all day long on a fluffy fucking cotton ball, you fucking perverts.
Wow, that was pretty harsh, right? So any of you Christians who have an idea of heaven, well, his idea of heaven is little boys tickling your balls because you're a pervert. Like, wow, dude. How did you end up going down that alley? Like, so this is what he became. And this was the same guy that, a few years before said he wanted to acquire some land so that he could have a Bible study camp. See, I wrote it down because I knew it would come in handy. Remember the guy that said he wanted to acquire land for a Bible study camp? Yeah, it's this guy on screen. Bible study camp. And then turns around and mocks Christianity as a whole and basically like desecrates their religion right there and their idea of heaven by combining it with little boy angels tickling your balls. Like, nice guy, wonderful fella. All right, so that concludes the Owen Benjamin. Oh, I got one last tiny piece I'll show you, and then that'll conclude the Owen Benjamin portion. And then we'll move on to Zach Hubbard. So, shills of a feather flock together. That is one of my phrases. And here you can see Owen Benjamin did the Baby Truther show with none other than David Weiss, Jaron Campanella. And David Weiss is a controlled opposition pretend flat earther who is basically the face of the controlled opposition flat earth movement. And he's the one that sells the tracking app. And if you download the Flat Earth tracking app, then he gets to see where you are. Maybe he can even open up your camera and take a peek at you. Who knows? So that guy down in the corner, David Weiss in the left-hand lower corner, that guy's like some sort of military operative connected agent. And he is loaded and has made a ton of money on the Flat Earth. He runs his operation like a corporate run business. And then one of his cronies over there, Jaronism, in the top right corner, that guy got busted in a giant Bitcoin scam and has been working with authorities, being a actor, doing recon within the controlled flat earth opposition community, if that makes sense. And for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, the earth is not a globe, and the government hires guys to pretend to be flat earthers so that they can intercept you with their content and their little hangouts and get-togethers. If you figure out that the earth isn't a globe and you're looking for people and content to watch, these guys are there to intercept you. They're the controlled opposition to me. I'm the real deal who tells you that the earth isn't a globe, and I don't run Baby Truther shows with other shills. So this Baby Truther show is something I personally shut down because I exposed that there are a bunch of shills who are all actors and they're all connected. And I did such a good job that they stopped doing the Baby Truther show. So this is a show that no longer exists. But let me play you a quick clip.
I like to be in between. I like to be free range, but you know, if I put Dandy, like see my cows right there?
Yes.
Yeah, see that? Like if I put Dandy out in that mountain, she'd be dead in like a week. But at the same time, she's pretty free. I don't know. It's an interesting combination. It's like,
do any of them stage fake race attacks? Do they ever?
Yeah, I create all the racism. I'm basically the Jewish guy.
Right. Dave, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding, Dave.
It's okay. It's all right. I can take it.
No, swear to God, I've actually grown fond of Jewish people again. Farmers fencing, and the question is, do you really want to? I like to be in between. I like to be free range, but you know, if I put Dandy, like see my cows right there?
Yes.
Yeah, see that? Like if I put Dandy out in that mountain, she'd be dead in like a week. But at the same time, she's pretty free. I don't know. It's an interesting combination. It's like,
do any of them stage fake race attacks? Do they ever?
Yeah, I create all the racism. I'm basically the Jewish guy.
Right. Dave, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding, Dave.
It's okay. It's all right. I can take it.
No, swear to God, I've actually grown fond of Jewish people again.
Oh, gotta love these little clips that you can find if you just scratch the surface just a little bit. Oh, are you telling me that this guy hung out with this guy who's attached to this guy? Oh, look, that proves my point that I've been saying for years. Shills of a feather, caw-caw, flock together. Say it with me now. Shills of a feather, flock together. I'm going to say it again so that I can brainwash you with the truth, damn it. Shills of a feather flock together. When you see one shill, there's a lot of times another shill attached to them, and then they do this other get-together with this other shill, and they're all on the same damn team. They can even pretend to be on separate teams, but still be working together and having a fake debate. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a big, gigantic show. And it's here on YouTube. It's not just a bunch of regular people here on YouTube. No, a bunch of infiltrators and agents and corporate shitbags run amok. I'm thinking genuine channels are far and few these days. So there's less and less real people on YouTube and a lot more corporate shitbags and shillbags running the show and getting the numbers and the recognition. That's right. That's right. So basically, like, oh, Alex Stein goes on to InfoWars, Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? And Andrew Tate brings up Alex Jones. And Ryan Garcia was interviewed by Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate calls out the Bohemian Grove and also name drops Alex Jones. See how it can like go in this big shill circle and they all the shills promote each other and scratch each other's back? Yeah.
Prime time, Alex Stein on the grind, on the daytime, on the night, and the night, on the grind, on the time, I'm a pimp, I'm living shrimp. You know I grind. I grind on the time, on the time. I'm grind on the time, on the night, on the night. I'm a truther.
There you go. It's my Alex Stein impression. Tell me that's not the best damn Alex Stein impression. And you know what? I like called him out in a few videos and he don't respond. And it's like, I even in one of the videos was like, after I did an impression of him, I'm like, now let's see you do your impression of me. And we'll see which one of us does the better fucking impression. It's like Alex Stein can't do a proper impression of me and make it funny, right? That would be a train wreck. But meanwhile, I can turn right around and be like,
I'm a pimp, I'm living shrimp. Alex Stein, I grind on the night, and the time, all the daytime. I'm a grind on the time, on the night, Einstein.
right? And you know exactly who that is. And that's a perfect representation of his personality and all his comedy bits. Whereas if he tried to turn around and do that to me, it would flop. He would probably be like, I'm Jake the asshole. That's what would happen. That's usually what happens when somebody tries to do an impression of me. They go, hi, I'm Jake the asshole. Like they like start by doing a terrible voice and then they have to say that they're Jake the asshole in order to like try and get the impression over. No one can do it. No one's ever done a proper impression of me and schooled me and made me look like a joke. Never have. Eric Dubé attempted and failed miserably. That's right. Eric Dubé controlled opposition, dressed up and pretended to be me miserably. That's how I know what happens when someone tries to be me.
Hi, I'm Jake the asshole, and I play the bass.
It's like, that's a terrible impression of me. Go back to Jake the asshole school and try again. Yes, anyone who tries to make themselves out to be some super smart science guy and calls themselves professor whatever, shitbag. Anyone touting mainstream science is either a useful idiot who believes it or they're a shill and they know that they're promoting bullshit and they're doing it for money. To what level do they know? I don't know. That's a good question. For instance, Neil deGrasse. I often wonder, does Neil deGrasse think that the earth is flat? Does he know it's not a globe? Or is he totally convinced of his own shit? See, that's the question I ask myself, and I can't answer it. It's like, okay, he's a total Disney character, Neil deGrasse, and he's made to look like he's some smart guy, and he's got these eyebrows that he moves up and down. He tricks people into thinking he's smart, but does he actually know that what he's saying is bullshit, or does he really believe it? And see, I can't come to grips on that. Like, fuck, does Neil deGrasse think the Earth is actually flat and he knows he's lying? Or is he so infatuated with his own bullshit that he like totally thinks that he's this smart dude schooling everyone? The world will never know. I hope when I die, God gives me the information that I seek of whether or not Neil deGrasse Tyson knows that the Earth isn't a globe and was lying. All right. Yeah, I know he's a shill too. So he's controlled opposition, goes without saying. But what level does he know? Like, does he know what shape the Earth really is? You know what I'm saying? Like, does he like really know like some stuff that he's keeping secret? Like, what level does he really know? You know? Nicola Jokic says Kate will return with a mustache, Sergeant Pepper style. Kate? Who are you talking about? All right, now I'm confused, but thank you. Do I think this realm is infinite? I think the Earth could possibly be infinite, even though that sounds crazy, but they sold us on the concept of outer space being infinite, and we had to believe that willy-nilly. So now when I say maybe outer space isn't infinite, maybe the Earth goes on forever, and we're just stuck in a place locked in like barnyard animals. So I don't know whether there's a physical barrier like a dome, or whether it goes on and on forever, or whether it like there's an edge of the board like Pac-Man, and then you repeat and start over at the other side. I don't know, and so or an edge that you can fall off. Yeah, I would say that we're kept like barnyard animals, locked within our countries, and we have to get permission just to get on a plane and go somewhere, right? And we can't go exploring willy-nilly. You can't just get on your own big boat with your own crew and go explore the North Pole or Antarctica, right? Who do you know that has the resources to do that? You would need money like, I don't know, government money, where they just take it and make it happen with our money. So the fact that none of us can freely explore and we're all stuck like barnyard animals within our own little barnyards, if you will. It's like we're basically stuck in a big gigantic prison within our countries, and we have to get permission from the government in order to leave, and we have to get on their planes under their control. So none of us ever get to freely explore the world around us. So I would say that it's only logical to think we've been lied to. The Earth is not a globe. All the space missions are provably fake. So I assume there's probably land being hidden. Probably this place is bigger than what we're told. Most likely it's bigger than what we're told. And there's more land than what we've been shown. But I don't have proof of it. And I can't go check it out and explore. And so those are things I'm always stuck wondering, but I can't prove. And so I have to be honest and tell people that. Do I think there's more land? Do I think the Earth is bigger than what we're told? Yes, but do I have proof? No, I don't. And I'm not going to stoop as low as a shill bag and show you cartoon pieces of land on a fake map, which is something David Weiss and Jeranism would do. They'll show you cartoon pieces of land that you have no way to prove exist, and they'll go, oh, beyond the ice wall there's these other worlds out there and other pieces of land. So anyone waving around cartoon maps with extra pieces of land, controlled opposition. If they aren't telling you that they don't know, then they're controlled opposition. Admitting that you don't know is the proper stance for a real truther. So that's why I always admit when I don't know, and if I don't have proof. David Yount says, thanks for what you do, bro. Hey, no problem. These shill busting streams can be not everyone's cup of tea, but then there's other people out there that gain a lot from this, and it opens their eyes to what controlled opposition looks like and how they operate. And I'm the opposite of that. I don't operate like they do, and I'm not controlled opposition. So I like to make a clear distinction between me and them. See what I'm saying? So that I don't get lumped in. I don't want to be ever lumped in with any of these guys who I'm pointing at, right? It's like when someone's like, oh, you're like Alex Jones. I have to be like, time out. No, I'm not. And let me explain all the reasons why I'm not like Alex Jones. Thanks, David. I appreciate that, bro. You're a longtime sub and a supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate having people like you having my back, you know? You guys are basically like my default family. Okay, so now we can get to shill bag number 2, Zachary K. Hubbard. You guys ready? So we just broke down the Owen Benjamin stuff, and there's new info coming out daily on that, where I guess he's being sued by one of his former business partners. So there could be an update coming to that one in the coming weeks. But let's move on to the second shill bag, Zachary K. Hubbard. He's a guy who claims to be able to predict sports better than anyone, all the categories of sports, football, basketball, baseball, NASCAR, whatever. He predicts all of it, but he gets it wrong a lot. And when you call him out for the times he gets it wrong, he often lies and says that he got it right, and that you're just a hater and a troll. So he either will flip-flop his pick or just lie. And so he's known for years of bad picks and costing people tons of money, while also bragging that he's the best and that you make the most money following him. Before I get to that, I got a super chat from Rocky Shepherd. Says, some change for the slots. Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, but I am a pro slot player, so I win. So I actually have plenty of the casino's money that I've been playing with for years. So I've been playing with house money for years, and they're never going to get it back. I've won so much that they'll never get it back. And I only play when I have the advantage because I'm a strict advantage player. And so, yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. But I've got plenty of cash to put in slot machines. I got it from the casino. And if you guys want to learn about how to beat slots, I have all the info. I've given away plenty of tricks, but I'm thinking I could give away all my info. But I might have to charge for it because it took a long time to gather all that info. So I could possibly give away some slot tips for a membership fee or something. I don't know. I'll kick the idea around. Where's your proof of Zach? Quit stalling! Well, I had a guy send me a super chat who's a sub of my channel who actually came to meet me when I was in Washington, so I was taking time to talk to him. But I'm going to get to Zach. Don't you worry. If you need me to show you, then that means you've missed years and years of Zach's lies. So basically, if you want to find the goods on Zach, there's a channel that I recommend called Sports Gematria. And so this guy catalogs all of Zach's losses and all of his lies. Basically, he's got a screen recorder going for every time Zach does anything. And so he catches everything that Zach does. And he catalogs it. And he's been running this channel exposing Zach for years. I'm sure some of you here know this channel and you're familiar with it. But shout out to Sports Gematria for cataloging all of Zach's losses. And we'll go ahead and play some of Zach's most recent losses and rants. And one of his rants includes me. That's right. Zach's going to talk about me. So let's hear what he has to say.
Flat earthers. You think water can curve? Dude, I wish I could just fucking shoot you in your face, because I would. Wouldn't wish death on anybody, but and I'd say, what are you gonna do about it, Jesus? What are you going to do about Jesus? One more of your fucking retards is dead. And don't feel like I'm mocking God, because I'm not. I'm mocking bullshit like Jesus. This is why I hate fucking Christians. I fucking do, man. They're all fucking scumbags. All of them. They're fucking retarded and then acting like they're great because they believe in some bullshit, man. I'm fucking sick of religious people. Wipe them off the fucking face of the earth. We're coming up on one of the best lines I've ever heard in all of the world of comedy. Here we go. Listen, I don't do anything that I do for my own self-gain or reward.
Wow. See, this guy makes Owen Benjamin look like small potatoes, in my opinion. So Zach's on this whole other level with his audience. Like, he can cuss his audience out. He can get every pick wrong for like a week, straight, cost people tons of money, and they'll still keep coming back and paying him. He still has people paying for his riddles and wrong picks month after month. I think the government also uses his Patreon to pay him. So I think he's getting his money laundered to him by the government through his Patreon. But of course, I can't prove that. But just listen to some of the stuff this guy says and just try and ask yourself, like, what human being wants to sit and watch this guy on a daily basis?
And for all the assholes who'd question that, again, you're nothing but assholes.
Sure, Dan.
Now the Super Bowl's over, the support's fallen off again. People can't even stay for another month. Makes me sick. Makes me sick what a society of ungrateful fucking losers it is.
Like yourself.
There should be so many people supporting my work on Patreon.
I want what I am entitled to.
You're entitled to shit.
I shouldn't be here in the office another day. Should be out in Team Gematria bus with a team of employees getting the word out every fucking day.
All right, got a super chat coming in from Let There Be Carnage. Says, love your work. I'm hoping you and Q and Fee have a special on the solar eclipse on April 8th. I didn't have anything planned, but I do plan on having Q and Fee back on a stream in the future. Usually during the football off season, I'll make a return back to the flat Earth subject and do like a review video and catch people up who are new to my thoughts and opinions and evidence that this place isn't a globe and what I think and how it all works. And so basically every year I have to repeat a bunch of old information to catch up anyone who's new, because like the information, it gets misconstrued and there's a lot of misinformation and disinfo out there. So I always feel the need to like refresh everybody's mind about what I think and the way it works and this and that, as far as the earth being flat and space being fake. So I should, if I'm going to do a stream like that, I like to have Q and Fee on, because he's able to model up these things with modeling software. He can model up a flat earth or a globe and show different debunks that I can't show you. So with his content and having him on a stream with me, we can cover the subject in a way that's basically like there's nobody else who would be able to do as good of a job. So if I have him on, basically we're like the only two guys giving genuine information about the earth without trying to lead you astray, trying to lead you down the wrong path. And if we don't know something, we just admit that we don't know. If we don't have proof of something, we just admit we don't have proof. So there's very few channels that operate like that and are honest. And so a lot of the channels that deal with the flat earth subject are controlled opposition, and they drag the subject through the mud. And so a guy like Q and Fee is one of the only people I could bring on with me that would improve my stream and be able to answer certain questions that even I don't know. All right. So yeah, so hopefully this summer or spring I'll have him on. Okay. Let me get back to Zach. Oh, and he also brings up the flat earth topic and me coming up here very soon. So pay attention.
Then we have all these sorry, petty motherfuckers. Why would I support you, Zach? You're an asshole. Yeah, fair words. Fair words. Fuck you, loser. Again, some people cannot handle criticism. I'll tell you why I'm so angry right now, because I really am. I'm fucking angry.
Oh, poor baby.
The reason I'm angry is because it's 2024, right? And my vision for what was going to be happening right now with this work and this movement at this period in time, it somehow it just fell apart and diminished, and a bunch of weak people have fallen off and are not supporting, and it sucks. And again, his whole goal is to get people to not support me. Where the fuck is the support at? How are there way less people supporting the work now than back then?
So Zach is really upset because support is falling off. People are figuring out who he is and what he's all about, and they're deciding not to pay for his Patreon riddles anymore, which are usually wrong picks anyway. And so he's going on a rant here, and what's funny is this rant causes him to lose even more Patreon members. And then every time he does this, he's being screen recorded by Sports Gematria, who catches all this. So it's kind of funny whenever he has one of these meltdowns. He basically just shoots himself in the foot and makes it worse for himself. Very similar to what Owen Benjamin was doing in that last video I showed of him. Are you guys seeing the similarities here? When things start to go wrong for these shill bags, they take it out on their audience.
Are you a fucking retard? Let me ask you that. Are you a fucking retard? He is winning a lot of support from people who used to be great members of this community, and that goes to show you the power of video editing skills. He's very good at making videos, and everyone's got their hands in their pockets. Man, fuck you, sorry-ass motherfuckers. Everyone who fell off this work and doesn't support anymore, as far as I'm concerned, is a sorry-ass motherfucker.
Why am I toxic?
He's just sitting there screen recording, chop it up, make some video showing again what a big pussy he is for his fan base of fucking losers.
You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
I mean, how many haters I have? I mean, if you hate me, you're a piece of shit, okay? Have you looked in the mirror lately? All of you guys who try to attack and frustrate me are worthless pieces of shit. And yet,
You guys hear that? Anyone who doesn't like Zach is a piece of shit, right? Because he's just such a great, wonderful fella. What is there not to like about him? If you dislike anything about him, then it's because you must be a piece of shit. Don't you like that? What a great stance. See, he's been doing this for years, so this isn't like some personality disorder. He's doing a role. He's playing a role, and he gets off on doing this. So he likes to bash his own audience and talk out of both sides of his ass and lie. And even when he's caught in his own lies, he has no problem like lying to try and get out of it. And anyone who catches him in a lie, he'll just call you a hater. You see? So he's always got that in his back pocket. Like you catch him in a bold-faced lie, show a clip of him lying, prove he's lying. He'll just be like, you're just a troll and a hater and a piece of shit. Anyone who doesn't like me is just a piece of shit. So he's always got that in his back pocket. Anyone who says anything bad is a piece of shit. Oh, okay. And then he refers to Sports Gematria as being just a pussy who takes everything that he says out of context. Meanwhile, like, it's his own words just being replayed, right? So when he shows him contradicting himself, it's Zach's words on all occasions. So it's not like he's snipping up a bunch of things to make it look like Zach's saying something that he's not saying. There's a difference between deceptively editing what someone is saying to make it look like they're saying something else versus showing examples of themselves lying and contradicting themselves. So Sports Gematria gives perfect examples of Zach lying and contradicting himself, getting picks wrong, lying about it. And Zach will say, he's just a troll hater who clips up my content and takes things that I'm saying out of context. No, he doesn't. Holden says, I will email you my phone number when I get a job. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for the donation. Hope you had a good dinner earlier. Holden messaged me earlier and said he might miss some of the stream because he was going to go out to dinner. And so it looks like he made it. All right. Let's finish this up.
Yes, I do wish death on you. Wouldn't wish death on anybody. And like being on a downward trajectory in terms of success and support and making things happen. They reap what they sow. No caller ID.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
I just wanted to say that last lady, she sounded kind of nice, so she might want to be careful putting your type of shit in her window coming from a hack and a liar like yourself.
So defend yourself, no caller ID. How am I a hack and a liar?
Well, all you got to do is go over to the best channel on YouTube, Sports Gematria, and
so how come he doesn't? Wait, hold on. He's a total fraud and a liar and a cheat with no balls who won't call into the show. So how can you support a guy who doesn't have the courage to call in here and all he does is chop up videos and mislead people?
This is another one of Zach's default positions. Call in and debate me right now. If you don't call in and debate me, then you're just a troll hater and a pussy. So he tries to goad you into calling him, and then when he has your number, he'll dox you and give out your number. You see what I'm saying? And if you call in with a blocked number, then he knows you're probably going to troll him. And if you say one thing he doesn't like, he'll hang up on you. So it's not really a debate. So anyone who calls, I've seen it happen probably 20, 30 times. Anyone who does call him, he basically keeps the volume on the phone really low so you can't really hear the person talking if they have anything bad to say about him. And then he constantly will interrupt them so they can't finish making a point. And then if they somehow do start to make a point and start to win the argument or debate, he hangs up the phone and then he cusses at them and insults them once he's hung up on them. And that's what he calls a debate. So he always challenges anyone who doesn't like him to call him. And it's always the same routine. You're just a hole. You're just a troll and a hater, and you're just jealous and you're full of shit. And then he hangs up on you. So there's no debate that takes place. No one's ever actually like talked to him and then had him be like civil and be like, oh, that's a good point. I never thought of it like that. No, it's always, it degenerates into him interrupting and then hanging up and then just saying that person's a piece of shit, among many other slur words. So he uses quite a few slur words to where I'm almost afraid that this video is going to get flagged because of all the dirty things he says. So YouTube, this is a comedy stream, and I'm here saying that I don't like the naughty things that he says, okay? So please don't flag my stream or take down my stream. This is a comedy routine, okay? And I don't like him. Hopefully that helps. That should keep me in the clear. And I labeled this comedy, so I think we should be good to go. All right. Yeah, that's what I wonder. And everyone who hates Zach and follows the Sports Gematria channel, we all say the same thing. Like, how does this guy still have subscribers? Like a few hundred maybe would make sense, but like the fact that he still has thousands. And this guy claimed that if he got enough money on Patreon, he would hire employees and start a Gematria news office. And then when he did start making like 20 grand a month at one point, he reached his goal and then some. He was making crazy money at one point on Patreon. People were like, are you going to buy the start the business and hire employees? And then he never did. And then when support fell off, he's like, dude, I never could hire the employees because you guys stopped supporting me. So it's your fault. So then he blamed his audience when support fell off for the reason why he didn't hire employees or start the news business. See? So isn't that a lot like Owen Benjamin? Oh, if you give me money, I'll do X, Y, and Z. If you guys can help me reach this goal of X amount of dollars, then I will do this, that, and the other. And then, of course, when they reach their goal, X, Y, Z doesn't happen. And then the audience is left, like, hey, you said you were going to do X, Y, and Z, and you never did it. You're just a hater and a troll, and you're jealous. And you don't support my work, so you deserve to die. Right? One hell of a fella. And yeah, I don't understand how anyone could still fall for this, because he's been doing this for years. This isn't like something he just did yesterday. He's been doing this for years. Sports Gematria has cataloged years and years of this behavior.
It's just projection.
No, that's not projection. That's a fact.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, the best channel ever. Talk about a fucking reject. A guy whose whole life is dedicated to trolling me 24/7, 365.
You're actually the troll because you're trolling people. You're lying.
We're talking about that worthless of a piece of shit. Can I block him? No, he screen records everything. And then for the last 2 years, he has a YouTube channel chopping up my videos and misleading people. Dick sucking, lying, kike feg. There's a whole bunch of 96s with Elizabeth's death, which is why we predicted she'd die at 96 long before she did.
It only took 7 years after Zach's original queen death prediction for him to finally get one right. Let's look at some of Zach's wrong queen death predictions dating back to 2015.
Figures is the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated, which is absolutely how I operate. By the way, I find that to be one of the funniest lines I've ever heard. Again, I'm not going to say I'm anointed by God, but by far, number one, all time at this day and age of truth telling and exposing what's actually going on. Ego. Who are some people on YouTube that you've been listening to where you feel like, they've been giving you a lot of good information and they haven't misled you? Maybe there are some other people out there. So let's hear who those people are.
Like I listen to Dick the Asshole. I'm sure you're aware of it.
And he's a total troll, right? That's a flat earth retard who slanders me and lies about me and promotes my troll who's just been dedicated his whole life is just they've been giving you a lot of good information and they haven't misled you. Maybe there are some other people out there. So let's hear who those people are.
Like I listen to Dick the Asshole. I'm sure you're aware of it.
And he's a total troll, right? That's a flat earth retard who slanders me and lies about me and promotes my troll who's just been dedicated his whole life is just trolling me every day. So you're talking about a human piece of shit. And he's also a pussy too, because he said 100 times that he won't come on here and debate because I won't let him talk. That's what he always says. When that's false, I always let anyone come on here and talk. And
so there you go. He put my name in his mouth. So that's why I'm responding here tonight. I haven't talked about Zach in months, and I don't slander him. I play the video clips that Sports Gematria has cataloged of him lying and contradicting himself. And then we talk about it here in chat. People don't have nice things to say. People don't have a nice opinion of him, especially here in my chat. So he calls that slander. And then he says, I'm a pussy for not calling up and having a debate with him. Again, I already explained, if I call him up, he'll dox my number and then he'll berate me and insult me and interrupt me. You won't be able to hear me. And then if I start to make any good points and start to win the argument, he'll hang up on me and then just call me a troll and a hater and a piece of shit, right? And he also says that the earth is a globe, and he thinks that flat earth is just for tards. So he's a glober on top of it all.
unless they just say just bullshit, then I cut them off. I'm not going to let somebody come on here and just say bullshit. But
why not? You do it all the time.
If they make fair points, then they can talk. You know, Jake the asshole the last 2 years has embarrassed himself with his NFL picks.
Okay. Dude said I embarrassed myself with my NFL picks. On screen, you can see the results for if you would have bet $100 on every one of Zach's picks. If you would have bet $100 on every one of Zach's picks, you would have lost $3,178.77. And that's if you would have bet on all his picks. And so you can see the only good week he had the entire season was week 5 and week 9. The other weeks when he was in the profit, he barely made any money, right? $28, $24, $63, 80, $85. Who cares? So the only good week he had was week 5. And then week 9, he did okay. And then you look at all the red. And see, these aren't made up numbers. Sports Gematria calculated all of his picks. And if you would have bet $100 on all of his picks, this is the outcome. And this guy has the nerve to say, I embarrassed myself with my picks. I got so many more views than Zach making my picks. And I've never picked an entire season of football games before. And so me making my picks for free without Patreon, I got way more views than Zach, picked up a shitload of new subs, and I had a winning record. Now, I lost some games. I whiffed, on the Super Bowl. I had my fair share of losses, but I finished the year with a winning record. And if you were to look at every one of my week's results, I only had like 4 losing weeks out of the whole season. So I was mostly in the green the entire year, every week. Even if it was just by a game or two, I rarely had a losing week. So when you compare Zach's record to my record, it's no comparison. I absolutely destroyed him in a pick'em contest. And all my picks are 100% clear. They're not riddles. Zach doesn't even make picks. He just gives away riddles. He says, if the Buffalo Bills were to win, they would get their 119th win on the 119th day, and 119 this and 119 that. If the Eagles win, then they can get their 178th win, 178 this, and 107. And so he doesn't actually make a pick. He'll say, if this, then that, if this, then that. Tough call, maybe this, maybe that. So he gives you a riddle and numbers, but he won't actually tell you 49ers to win, but Seahawks to cover. See what I'm saying? I never ever flip-flopped on a single pick ever. Every pick I ever got wrong, I was like, yep, I got it wrong. It sucks. So if anyone ever confronts me about getting a pick wrong, I'm like, yep, I guessed wrong on that fake football game. I eat the losses. It sucks. When you lose, it's no fun. But if you're going to pick the outcomes of fake football games, you're going to lose games. But to say that I embarrassed myself when I grew the channel more so in a short amount of time than I ever have, I must have been doing something right. Tell me I embarrassed myself when you have numbers like this? They don't call me after the fact Jake, do they? They call him after the fact Zach, because after the game's over, he'll plug in a bunch of numbers and try and act like he got it all right, even when he was dead wrong. So this is how much you would have lost this season on just football betting if you would have went with Zach. Those are the real numbers. He doesn't want you to see this, but too late, you're seeing it.
Just everything about Jake the Asshole is embarrassing. So if you watch Jake the Asshole, now I'm already like, well, who am I talking to here? I mean, in my opinion, if you listen to Jake the Asshole, you're probably a fucking loser.
Ooh, ouch. If you listen to Jake the Asshole, then you're probably a fucking loser. Oof. And this is the guy that wants me to call in for a debate, right? Like, what are the chances if I call that number on the screen, we're going to have a civilized conversation and he's going to shut up and let me say my part? What are the chance? Zero. Zero chance that he'll shut up and not interrupt me and let me say my part if I call that number. 100% chance he's going to interrupt me and insult me and then dox my number. So yeah, that's why I don't call him. And it irritates him when people don't play his game. And so I've just maintained this exact same stance that why would I call him? If you guys want to call him, and prank call him and tell him, how much you love to watch me, that would be cool. I might show it here on my channel if you do that. In fact, I will. If any of you guys prank call Zach and do something funny enough, not only will Sports Gematria catch it, I'll end up catching it, and then I'll end up showing it on my stream. So I don't even know who this guy is who called in. I wish I did know. But whoever this guy is who called in brings up my name, and then he goes on this tirade. It's hilarious. So it just goes to show you I'm living in his head rent-free, not the other way around.
Give like literally a human piece of shit even ratings?
That's a question that all of Zach's viewers should be asking themselves.
He says, Zach, you have to make it clear to your detractors that your platform isn't necessarily for sports predictions. It's about educating the masses about the science of gematria. That's where some of the confusion comes in. I mean, I feel like at least 80% of the work is not about sports. At least 80%. So again, you have to understand why my trolls are most worried about the sports. It's because the trolls are employed by the casinos, the bookies, the leagues. Sounds like a mental illness because...
Yeah, I'm not a troll. I'm a dude who tells the truth, and I'm a comedian. And I use my comedic ability to roast scammers and scumbags and shillbags. And you just happen to be in my crosshairs because that's what I think you are. Also, I'm not connected to any of the books or any casino or anyone. I don't even have any sort of paid sponsorship. I'm just a dude on YouTube who gives my opinion. And I would argue that I have the #1 channel in the world that exposes the NFL and actually proves that it's fake football. No other channel has proven that the NFL plays fake football like I have. And the proof that I have cataloged is second to none. I'm by far the best channel at breaking down fake football plays. Nobody has the ability to break down a fake football play like yours truly. And many of you are here because of my supreme ability to break down fake football plays. Zach gives out gematria riddles, but he doesn't break down the fake footage. Zach doesn't show you the top 10 fakest plays and break it down in a way like I do. Zach didn't come up with Return of the Doink. Zach didn't come up with Muff Punt City, right? These are classics that I came up with. And next season, I plan on absolutely destroying this dude even more so than I did last season because I plan on doing better pick. I plan on making better picks, just straight up. I learned a lot of lessons. This was my first season picking all the games. So next season, I learned not to fade the public too much. That's A. I faded the public too damn much. I went with too many big upsets. So I'm going to refine my picking strategy just a little bit next year. And I'll bet you I'm going to be 10 to 20 units better. 10 to 20 more wins next year than this than the season we just came off of. I'm almost positive I'm going to improve my record next year. So next year, my picks should most likely be fire even more so. And so Zach can run his mouth all he wants, but my picks are cataloged. All of them. All the right ones and all the wrong ones are cataloged. The only one I took down was the Super Bowl pick after I lost, but I admit that I got it wrong. And the only reason I took it down is because a ton of people wanted to troll me and just talk a bunch of shit. So I took down the Super Bowl video because trolls were trolling me. But I admit that I lost that pick. So next year, I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and you better believe I plan on doing better. Got a big super chat that just came in from All That Glitters Is Old. Says, we went 100 on every one of Jake's picks and won 7,900. Who's we? Are you like a team of pro bettors that bet on my picks? Is that how? Are you being serious or are you making this shit up? I didn't win that much. I suck at betting on my own picks. I never know which ones are my favorite because all the games are fake and all the teams are playing fake football. So it's like I never feel that confident about one game over another that much. And then the games like that I feel confident, sometimes I still get those wrong, you know. So if you made that much on my picks, I should learn how to bet on my picks like you do. Because I have trouble deciding which picks I want to bet on each week. Some weeks I'm like, should I bet on all of them or should I pick my 3 favorite? Which ones are my favorites? See what I'm saying? So I mixed up my own betting strategy on my own picks every week. And then there was a few weeks where I just didn't know and didn't feel confident. And like I just hung on to my money and didn't bet. And then of course those weeks I did awesome. So one of my best weeks, I think I went 11-2 against the spread. And I didn't fucking bet. But I had subs who were telling me how much money they won. Imagine going 11-2 and not having anything to show for it. Yep. So I learned from my mistakes, and I admit my mistakes. So I had some success, and I had some stupid, silly losses. And you bet your ass come next season, I'm going to have learned from those mistakes. And I plan on correcting it, winning more. Holy shit, 7,900. Good job, man. I guess I should bet on my own picks, every one of them. Robert says, so glad you were going after this nut job, Jake. He is a con man and hates everyone, even his own mother. Yeah, I've seen him troll his own mom. You know, I talk some smack on my parents too, but like, I don't hate them or anything. And shit, my mother passed away and she did things to destroy her health and her life. So it's a tough issue for me to have a mother that passed away recently and not be able to be fully upset and properly grieved because it was something that she kind of did to herself. So as far as like, you know, relationships with your parents, everyone's got a different sort of relationship. Some people have a great relationship with their parents, so they could never see, you know, in any world saying anything negative publicly about their beloved parents, whereas other people have shitty parents or absentee parents, abusive parents, where, you know, they are never going to stop talking shit about them because they've been, you know, mistreated by them. So in Zach's case, yeah, he talks a lot of smack about his mother, and it doesn't sound like it's completely warranted. Angel Raven says, you play Strats? I've just bought my first ever Strat guitar. I've never owned a regular guitar. I have 3 basses, but I just bought I bought a Squire Strat because it was on sale at Guitar Center, and I wanted to have a guitar for my studio. And I figured if I bought one, I would like learn to play a little bit of guitar. So, is that what you're talking about? Strats? What made you ask that? That's weird. Is that what you were talking about? Yeah, see, what's weird is I've never brought it up. So it's strange that you brought it up because I have never owned a guitar, but I have been playing bass since I was 18 years old. And so I have 3 basses, but I've never bought a guitar. But I just went to Guitar Center on President's Day. They had a crazy sale where I got this for $160. So I got the Squire Strat. It's the Sonic Squire Strat. And I'm not good at playing regular guitar. I'm a slap bass guy, so like I'm not like good at playing guitar at all, but I learned how to play some power chord songs like the first day I got it. I like learned how to play some easy shit just so I could get the feel of playing it. Um, I'm not really good enough to show off any guitar skills. All I can really do right now is like simple power chord shit. You know what I mean? So, uh, all my skill that is worth showing off is on the bass and not on regular guitar. So I'm gonna have to learn how to shred a little bit. I think if I watch some shred videos and then like learn, spend some time to learn some guitar licks, I'll eventually get better because I already play a stringed instrument. So it's like it's the same sort of concept, but it's different. All right, let's finish up roasting Zach here because I'm almost done with this, and then we'll just open it up and do open topic chat.
Because out of all the things that I do, that's the one place where I'm hurting their pocketbook.
All right, pretty much more of the same. And then I saw some comments. Oh, and I wanted to thank the dude who donated the $100 earlier, who said he won off my picks. And I'm glad you won, and thanks for showing your appreciation. All that glitters is old. I really do appreciate that, and hopefully, next season we can keep up the success, man. And then another guy mentioned something that I disagree with completely. He says guitar is way harder. No, whether you're going to become a guitar virtuoso or a bass virtuoso, both of them are hard in different ways. So I can play some slap bass licks that if you wanted to try and copy me, you would have to dedicate years of playing bass to try and attempt to copy me. It would take you years to even try. And there's people who've been playing for many years who can't play some of my bass lines. So a guy like, let's say, Victor Wooten can play in a bass line, a slap bass line that's completely different from anything a guitar player can do. You see what I'm saying? So you can't say that a Victor Wooten bass line is easier than an Eddie Van Halen guitar solo. See what I'm saying? They're both hard. I don't want to say equally. They're both just hard. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a virtuoso musician and you have your instrument mastered, you can do amazing things. But learning how to become a virtuoso on any instrument is tough and difficult. And so I would argue that being a virtuoso of bass is every bit as hard as guitar. And in some cases, like slap stuff, I would say it's even more difficult than playing a guitar. Now, see, this one, it all depends because if you're just playing simple bass parts for like cover tunes, so if you're just going to join like a cover band, you might find that some of the tunes you learn are just like 3 spots, 4 spots, maybe only a few changes throughout the whole song where all you have to do is hold down a note and go like do 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 do. So a lot of bass players do the common basic do 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 sort of stuff. And so plenty of guys out there just playing basic bass lines that aren't flashy. And it's more common in a song that you hear that a bass line isn't noticeable and doesn't stand out so much. And so when you hear somebody who's a show-off bass player who's known for being a badass bass player, it's like an entirely different style of music. You see what I'm saying? Like a Victor Wooten solo doesn't fit in the context of a pop song. You know what I mean? A Les Claypool bass lick doesn't fit in the context of a regular rock song. You know what I mean? So it's like when you hear somebody who's really awesome at slapping, it becomes like its own form of music, and each slapper sounds different. So Victor Wooten is completely different from Les Claypool, who's completely different from Flea, who's completely different from Stanley Clark. So each guy, you know, Marcus Miller, each guy has their own sound and their own twang, including me. Hit the like button or you will remain stupid. Yes. If you like to not eat babies, hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, that means you like to eat babies? You don't want to be considered a baby eater, do you? Well, then hit the like button. Or else you like to eat babies. That's how I guilt people into liking my video. It works every time. Half the time. All right, I could maybe do a little bass slapping since I brought it up. Since I brought it up, and I'm sure there's people who've never seen me play, maybe I'll play a little something, even though I haven't warmed up at all. I'll have to tune up the bass real quick. I think we'll go with the Schecter today. All right. Give her a quick tune job. All right. All right, let's have some fun here. All right. Got my all this shit in the background. Distracting me. There we go. Okay. played all day and I'm not warmed up at all, so I was just completely cold. Whew. Steve 805SB says, Jake, love your channel. When did you start to wake up to the Matrix, start questioning things, big events, etc.? 2014, no, 2015. 2015, I started waking up to conspiracies. 2016 is when I started this channel. So yeah, 2015 was my wake up year. Before that, I was a total sheeple. Whew. All right, I'm getting sweaty and hot. Ugh. All right. I didn't plan on playing. I planned on doing some open chat at the end of the streams, so I want to stick to that promise. But thank you for anybody who enjoyed that. Okay. Rasta Bear says, now you're going after the big bear too? Wow. No wonder you are still monetized on YouTube and you can get super chats. You are part of the agenda. Oh, yeah, it's because I'm here. Hey, you ignored all the stuff where I exposed how he scammed his audience to buy his land by promising Bible study camps and then shitting on Christians. You know, he said he was going to like have children's shooting courses, and he was going to have men's fitness camps and a basketball court and all this stuff. Remember? Yeah. What a loser. Rasta Bear. Are you Owen Benjamin? Or do you just have your head so far up his asshole that you disregard all of the lies he's told and the scams he's performed? Yeah. Do you believe that Alex Jones is legit too because he got booted from YouTube? So that makes Alex Jones legit. So getting booted from YouTube makes you legit. Yeah, I've heard that one before. And it's bullshit. So, bye-bye, Rasta Bear. Never gonna see your stupid ass around here ever again. And it's gonna be awesome. Party on, Rasta Bear's gone. Party on, Rasta Bear's gone. I just banned Owen's bear friend. I just banned Owen's buddy bear friend, and it felt so good. I just might make up a song right now about how fucking good it felt. How good did it feel? It felt so motherfucking good when I just banned that bitch for life. That's right. It's going to be my next single on my next album that I don't write. See, I just made that up. You know, it's a little comedy for you. This is a comedy stream. And I'm telling the truth and exposing real, actual shitbags for real. And it's a comedy stream at the same time. It's like killing 8 billion birds with 50 million and 2 stones. That's how it works. I enjoy killing 8 billion birds with 548 million stones. It's a good deal. All right. Would you guys like to hear a real racist joke? Owen Benjamin's racist jokes suck. Saying the N-word in and of itself ain't funny. You gotta like make your racist joke actually funny by having some sort of outrageous humorous part within the joke to make it actually funny and actually call it a joke. For instance, let me see if I can remember how to tell my most favorite racist joke. I think it goes like this. I love greasy, dirty, stupid Mexicans. They're my favorite. I don't know about you, but I love dirty, greasy Mexicans more than I love being white. Or is that racist? Okay, never mind. I don't like greasy, dirty Mexicans more than white people. Oh, wait, that's racist? Okay, then I think that they're both totally even. Is that okay? Which is it with you people? Am I allowed to not like dirty, greasy Mexicans, or am I allowed to love them? I think dirty, greasy Mexicans is the bestest person that you could ever be. If you don't want to be a dirty, greedy, shitty Mexican, then you're a bad person. I love stinky, nasty Puerto Ricans almost as much as I love dirty Mexicans. Is that racist that I love Puerto Ricans who are smelly almost as much as dirty spicks? I think it's okay if I almost love smelly, nasty ass, shit-filled Puerto Ricans almost as much as I like dirty, rotten spicks. Is that racist or is that okay? Right? Maybe, just maybe, I think black people are my third favorite people. White people's my favorite, and then yellow and brown and red are all tied for second, and then black people are my third favorite. Is that okay? Is that racist if black people are my third favorite? I mean, white's my favorite because I'm white. Is that okay? Mexican and Asian, we'll say brown people and yellow people and red people, they're tied collectively for second, and then black people are in third place, my third favorite. Okay, fine, they're not my third favorite. Jeez, what is it with you people? Those are my non-racist jokes. I wish I could grow up to be a stupid, ignorant chink, because stupid, ignorant chinks are my favorite. I love them almost as much as greasy, nasty Puerto Ricans. I want to grow up and be a stupid chink who wears a mask all day long and goes, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong. Is that okay? Am I allowed to want to grow up and be a stupid Asian who wears a mask, or is that racist? I want to be one. I wish I was one. I wish I was a stupid Asian who went ching chong all day long till the break of dawn. But I'm not, so it sucks. I'm actually mad that I'm a white guy and not some ugly chink. I wish I was an ugly chink. It sucks that I'm a good-looking white guy. I wish I was never born a good-looking white guy. It's terrible. I wish it would have never happened to me. And I wish I instead would have been born a chinky-ass chink who has the most slanty eyes that you ever saw. I wish I had those. That's not racist because I wish that I looked like that. See, I can just keep going. It just keeps getting more terrible and funny at the same time. And see, the more I do that, the more I basically rip down the walls of racism. Like, is it racist if he says he loves those things? If he says he loves chinks, is that hate? No, it's not. See, I don't hate them. I love them. I love chinks and wetbacks and spicks. Do you love chinks and spicks? If you don't, you're racist. I love them because I'm not racist. See how that works? I love chink ass spicks the most because they're crossbred. A chink and a spick crossbred together to make a chink spick. Pfft, who wouldn't want to be that? If you don't want to be that, then you're a bad person and you're a racist. All right, see, I can get carried away. Woo! Those are good racist jokes, or are they good not racist jokes? You guys can decide. Tell me, I know, see? It's a type of humor that I invented and a style of joke that I invented. Nobody's ever fucking done that. You know what I mean? And every time I do that joke, I change it a little bit. I never perform at the same time. So it's like I've told a version of that joke before, but it was a different version, right? It was like the same premise, but like in what order I'm going to say, you know, dirty, stinky spick or whatever, like that all, I just make it up on the spot. So it's kind of like a very complex guitar solo that is played differently every time. It's like a joke that is so beautifully complex and superior to all other jokes that it can only be told differently. Some comedy. Some comedy. Yeah, I'm all about free speech unless you want to say something about me, and then I'll totally ban you. So yeah, uh, free speech is cool unless you say some shit that I don't like. Then fuck off. That's how that works. Right? I'm the funniest dude alive. The funniest dude who ever existed, and the funniest dude who ever will exist. So, you guys are basically watching me work right now and do what no other comedian dares even try. And if they did try, they would fail miserably. This is real comedy made up by a real comedian, not controlled by the government, not pushing the mainstream agenda and talking about a bunch of mainstream topics as if they were real. Buster Cherry says that title belongs to Norm Macdonald. I disagree. I think Norm had some funny moments, but like there's plenty of stuff that he did that wasn't funny. And then a lot of his like live streams, like there's a lot of dead time and okay. It's like they don't want me to talk about lesbians, so I'm going to talk about lesbians for an hour because they don't want me to talk about lesbians. Lesbians, huh? Always licking each other's pussies and stuff, huh? How about lesbians, right? So it's like that. Tell me that that's not Norm Macdonald in a nutshell. They told me not to talk about lesbians licking each other's pussies in my set tonight. So I'm not going to talk about cunnilingus when one lesbian licks another lesbian's cunt. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. So I would argue that since I can do a pretty decent Norm Macdonald impression, I would argue he can't do an impression of me. Plus, he's dead, so therefore we know he can't. So therefore, I'm greater than Norm Macdonald by 1 billion sextillion %. And if you don't like it, tough shit. I don't make up the rules. I just make up the rules. Can't argue with that. Oh, come on, that was a halfway decent norm, actually. Do you guys, come on, do you guys think that that was a terrible Norm impression? Horrible? Or do you think it was pretty decent? Now, I will admit it's not like my best, but it's pretty good. You knew exactly who that was when I did that impression, right? Here's a weird question. Jake, are you going to do a vid of fixing an old car and driving it 500 miles? No, I never said I was going to do that, so I'm not sure why you're asking that I would do that. I drive an old van. I drive an old Toyota Sienna that I use for camping and stuff. But I don't know why you would think that I would fix. I'm not a mechanical guy at all. In fact, I don't like working on cars at all. It sucks. I hate it. I'll pay someone else to do it for me. So, no. And again, I'm not sure what made you even come up with that question. It doesn't matter if they vote or not, bro. And you can tell people to not vote for Trump, but that'll just make them want to vote even harder. If you tell a Trumper to not vote for Trump, they'll be like, screw you. I'm going to vote twice as hard. I'm going to get all my dead relatives to vote too. I ain't going to be run by this country by no Joe Biden. All right. So, yeah, your vote doesn't count. The elections are selections. And I'm pretty sure Trump has already been pre selected. So you can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first. But pretty sure he's coming back as president. Of course, that's true. I'm going to be coming back as your Lord and Savior, President of the greatest country that there ever was. And everybody knows we're going to save millions and millions and millions of dollars when I implement Trumptricity into all of your homes. You're going to have Trumptricity running all of your appliances. It's going to cost 1 gigawatt per cellular employed molecular structure. All right. It's going to save millions and millions of dollars. All right. And who we're going to make pay for the whole thing? China. All right. And of course, when I walk back into my office, I'm going to reach across the desk. I'm going to grab creepy old Joe by his scruffy little neck, and I'm going to look at him right in his beady little eyes. And I'm going to say, Joe, get the hell out of my office. You're fired. And then I'm going to chuck his ass right out into the streets of Washington, D.C. All right? That's what's going to happen first day I return back to my office. And it's probably going to take weeks to get rid of the creepy old Joe smell in my office. But I'm prepared for that, all right? Yes, I have my own Trump version that I do. Nobody's Trump is quite like my Trump. It's not going to make our lives any better, but if I was to make a guess, I'm guessing Trump's going to come back, and then they can do, BLM riots and stuff like that, and run with that whole storyline of all the angry blacks who don't accept him as the president, and so they're going to go burn down their local Target because they don't like Trump so much. I'm sure we'll see crap like that. So when he does come back, it's not like America's going to be great, but Trumpers will tell you that their life is great. So the Trumpers say to me when he was president that they were making more money and the economy was better, and the economy went to shit right when Joe Biden took over. So Trumpers tie the economy and their own happiness into Trump. So no matter what changes, even if it's nothing, Trumpers will claim that the economy is fixed and everything's great now because of Trump. And then when he leaves office after 4 years, then they can start griping again when The Rock takes over as president with Vice President Oprah, right? I can do a black woman. You want me to do black women? Like you want me to do them all? No. How about I do a black woman? I'll do Wanda Sykes.
How come every time a white man trying to vote for Donald Trump, Trump don't care none about y'all people, all right? I'll be voting for Joe Biden. Joe Biden knows what's up. He's my nigga. Joe Biden, my nigga. I'm going to vote for him all day long.
There you go. Some Wanda Sykes.
A vote for Joe Biden is a vote for us. How come every time a black man trying to walk down the street, always a white man holding up a Trump flag? Y'all motherfuckers need to learn.
I don't know. I'm trying to be a black lady as best as possible. Just feels weird. Like when I do my impressions, I really try and transform, into that person. No, she's still alive. In fact, I could probably do the voice even better if I listen to her for a second. I could probably do it. Wow, what did I just find?
On my brother's girlfriend's sister. She was an older girl. And I remember telling her, I said, I wish I were a boy and then you could be my girlfriend. Yeah, cute, right? That bitch shut me down.
I was trying to get my boyfriend to be my girlfriend, and shoot, that bitch shoot me down. I was trying to be boyfriend and girlfriend with this boy, and that bitch was trying to shoot me down. I was like, what?
I haven't worked on it a ton, but I could probably add this one to my arsenal if I was to practice a little bit.
Oh my God, she crushed me. She was like, you don't say that. That's disgusting. That's nasty. You're nasty. You
Don't say that. That's nasty. That's disgusting. You nasty. I ain't trying to be talking about nobody that's disgusting and nasty. I was just trying to be a girl, and he was talking about my boyfriend. That's nasty.
All right, almost there. If I practiced a little more, I think I could get it. All right. The Baby Truther diss track. I haven't played that one in a while. I could probably come up with something. And of course, the Baby Truther show is David Weiss and Jaron, and they had Owen Benjamin on the show once. All right, Baby Truther diss track. So this is a diss track I made about the shills who are on the Baby Truther show, or who were on the Baby Truther show before I destroyed it. And this was one of the reasons that it got destroyed, is because I made a diss track and humiliated all of them. So we'll go ahead and listen to the king of rappers do some dissing. That's right. When I make a diss track, it hurts so bad that I cancel people's entire shows.
And so I exploit myself for the right price because I want to book the gig. I want to book the gig.
Truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed.
Sharon Campanella is a psychopath bitch, and his wife sat on his best friend's dick. Sharonism wants to measure my tool because he is a homosexual fool. I'ma fuck him up with his own damn song, like his best friend fucked his wife with his song. I'ma chop him up and feed him to my dog Rusty. He'll decompose the body and it takes a poop and pee.
Baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed.
Kelsey Kerwin should be looking like a man. Alex Stein is a failed comedian. David Weiss wanna track you down with his app. Steal and sell your info, make a ton of cash. It's a worldwide cult and a giant scam, getting you to buy into the new world plan. The Baby Truther crew is some punk ass bitches. Jake the asshole, gonna leave them all in stitches.
Baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. Baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. Baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed. It's the baby truth the show versus Jake the asshole. It's a baby truth the show. Now you're getting exposed.
And of course, the Baby Truther show no longer exists. You can thank me for that. You're welcome. All right. Tyson or Paul, this is hilarious because when I was a little boy, like a young boy, Mike Tyson was the world champ. And I remember when he lost to Buster Douglas in an upset. And then when he went to jail, and then when he got out of jail, he was in some big matches against Holyfield and then Lennox Lewis. And so for me to have watched Mike Tyson as the world champion when I was a little boy, and now I'm 40, and he's going to fight a pay-per-view fight with some internet guy. If you'd have told me when I was like a kid that I would still be watching the same Mike Tyson like all these years later. That has just been weird, dude. That just wouldn't have made sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense if you think about it. Like, the world champion back in the 80s and 90s is still the most popular fighter, and he's going to fight some internet guy who's not really like a real fighter, but is known for being an internet guy, and that's going to be the most popular fight in boxing. That's just fucking weird, man. So yeah, when I was a kid, uh, like Mike Tyson versus Holyfield was the fight, and then after that, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis was the fight. And so all these years later, decades later, still Mike Tyson. Doesn't make sense. But whatever, people want to relive those glory days, and I guess they're willing to throw down their money for any stupid crap that they call boxing. So you can have Mike Tyson and Roy Jones spar and do some horrible sparring session and charge people for that. People bought that. So if they bought Tyson versus Roy Jones, and that was a pile of flaming shit, then they're going to buy this one. And my guess is Tyson will probably get the majority of the money bet on him because his name is Mike Tyson and he's still popular. So if Tyson's the favorite, you might see Paul win by decision. So I doubt that Paul's going to knock Tyson out, but I could see Paul winning a close decision and Tyson like having a good effort but losing a decision. This is if Tyson is provably the money favorite. Like, if you can figure out for sure who the big favorite is, and if there's a lot more money on Tyson, then perhaps they have him lose by decision. So I would guess more people are going to bet on Tyson. And if that's the case, Paul by decision in a close match sounds about right to me. But yeah, for the bread and circus to be, how old is Tyson? Let me look up his age. Mike Tyson age. So he's 57. So a 57-year-old Mike Tyson is more popular than any current active boxer. And then Jake Paul and Logan Paul are more popular than any current fighter. What world do we live in, man? How does that even make sense? 2024, man. It's Tyson doing a money grab, gonna put on a show with some internet guy who's known for money grabs and putting on fake fights. So basically, it's just gonna be a scripted sparring match. They're gonna hit each other a little bit, There'll be some shots that land, but they're purposely gonna eat those shots, and they're not gonna do anything more than spar. It won't be an actual fight. Nobody's gonna be actually trying to hurt the other. It'll be a sparring match. Once they got your money, they got you. They can have Tyson go the distance and lose like a close decision by like split decision. And people will say Tyson got robbed. And meanwhile, they can just take all the money of the people who bet on Tyson. I would guess he'll be the money favorite. And he'll be 58 at the time of the fight. Okay. Yeah, see, that's kind of ridiculous when you think about competitive boxers. You know what I mean? Like, back when Mike Tyson was fighting Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, there was no 57-year-old dude coming out and fighting. I think Foreman stopped fighting just before 50, if I'm not mistaken. I think George Foreman, he was considered old when he was in his like late 40s and still fighting. So fighting in your late 50s is just kind of ridiculous. But when it's scripted and fake, you can be 57 and just have a light sparring match with some internet celebrity and steal a bunch of people's money, I guess. People are stupid enough to buy that and bet on it. Whatever. Some of you guys make these claims about celebrities being transformers. Here's the thing. I don't think every celebrity is a transformer. I know that's a popular saying, but I don't think that. I don't think Mike Tyson is a transformer. I don't think Owen Benjamin is one either. So there's plenty of celebs that don't give me the lady vibe at all. And people will be like, Shaquille O'Neal's a lady. Every single male in Hollywood is a lady, and every lady's a man. They have to be. No, I don't buy that at all. So I take every case on an individual basis, case by case basis. If you put a gun to my head and you go, Mike Obama, what do you think? I'm going to say, yeah, that's a dude. But if you put a gun to my head and say, Mike Tyson, lady or man, dude, I'm saying man. I'm not saying lady. So I don't go with the notion that everyone's an invert. And so, yeah, if that's the way you guys want to roll by saying every single person, bar none, is an invert, you can do that, but you're wrong. I swear I've seen it tonight. Like every person I pull up, you guys say is a transformer, and it's like, so Owen Benjamin is 6'6" lady who grows a beard with what, hormones? How does that work? I don't know. I don't buy it for a second. So whether anyone disagrees with me, that's fine. I've heard it a million bazillion times. Every man who I show is a lady, and every lady's a man. If that's the way you want to roll, that's cool, but that's not how I roll. Yeah, we have to say transformer because if we say the other word, the slur word, then the video can get taken down. And that's happened before. So we don't say the slur word. We say transformer. More than meets the eye. If you don't get it, then you don't deserve to get it. If you don't understand, you don't deserve to understand. Taylor Swift, I can say possibly that that's true, but I can't say 100% for sure. And there's other examples of people who are more like it's more obvious. So I would say that it could be that Taylor is a transformer more than meets the eye, but I can't say for sure, for sure. I know Big Mike isn't the only one. I'm saying I take it on a case by case basis. So people will say The Rock is a transformer, and I don't agree with that. But people say Oprah is, and I do agree with that. Oprah, yes. Rock, no. So when people point at The Rock and say that's a lady in a muscle suit, I'm like, was it a lady in a muscle suit when he played for the Miami Hurricanes and at the beginning of his career when he was Rocky Maivia? Before he was famous or before he hung out with Oprah, he was Rocky Maivia. Never looked like a lady. The Rock never looked like a lady at all to me. But people will come on my channel and say that that's a lady. And I'm not trying to downplay that there are no transformers in Hollywood. No, I'm just taking it on a case by case basis. And I'm not going to point at every guy and say it's a lady because that's stupid. So if you want to be the guy that points at Shaquille O'Neal and says, that's a 7-foot lady who took hormones, you can do that. But I'd rather point at somebody that it's a little more obvious if I'm going to make that claim. You know, Oprah, sure. Michelle Obama, sure. But, pointing at like dudes who have a big fat beard and don't look like a chick at all and saying it's a chick, I don't get it. I don't know why people do that. And we also live in a day and age where no matter what woman I show, people are going to say that's a dude. So I could show a really attractive woman and there's going to be 10 people in chat who will be like, that's a dude. No matter what. Yeah. Rose, I totally agree. Williams brothers, yes, 100% agree. The WWE women's roster, pretty obvious that those are not actual ladies, right? And I'm one of the main guys who points out, one of the only people who points out the WWE roster, all men. So the men on WWE aren't ladies, but the ladies are men, mostly. So basically, the entire roster of the WWE is male performers. So I'm not going to like point at every male performer and say those are females, because that's just stupid, right? If I point at Cody Rhodes and say that's a lady, that makes me look stupid. If I point at Roman Reigns and say that's a lady, that makes me look stupid, because they're not ladies. Now, point at Bianca Belair or Charlotte Flair and say that those are male performers, I can totally agree with something like that. So every single instance is a case-by-case basis. Yep. That one is a dude. That one I would say male for sure. So there's been channels who have like made a video, you know, saying that I'm a lady, or that other people I know who for sure aren't ladies are ladies. You know what I mean? And so like, how far do you have to go? Like, oh, yeah, you don't have any curves like a lady, and you grow hair out of your face, and you have a deep voice. You don't have any lady features, but you're a shill and you're a lady. You know what I mean? So sometimes people don't have anything to go off of, but they just want to say that the person's a transformer just to say it. I don't know. I don't get it. That's why I don't do it. I don't think Owen Benjamin is a 6'6" lady with a gigantic beard. I just don't buy it. Owen Benjamin does not come off like a lady at all to me. I don't care who disagrees. So if that's what you think, you're free to think that. I'm not trying to tell anyone you have to agree with me. I'm just saying, like, in a case-by-case basis, if somebody looks exactly like a man and has nothing but man features, I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's a man. There's no reason for me to go the other way just to be edgy. UFC fighters are in the same category with the WWE performers. Yes, many, if not all, of the female fighters are actually male. Yeah. So when it comes to sports like fighting in WWE, yeah, those are obvious though. You can look and tell. You see what I'm saying? So there's examples where you can look at a performer who's got gigantic shoulders, an Adam's apple, no boobs, no butt, straight up and down figure, and can pick up another person and hoist them in the air with what I call man strength. And yeah, to pass that off as a lady is laughable. So I can tell when they're trying to pass something off that's not what it appears to be. Oh, I want to Google Owen Benjamin. Actually, I meant to bring up him on his Wikipedia just to show you guys what he's listed as on Wikipedia. It's hilarious. They don't list me like this. So if you Google Owen Benjamin, you get Owen Benjamin is an American conspiracy theorist and internet personality known for promoting white supremacy, anti-Semitism, homophobia and neo-Nazism. You like that? That's the first thing that comes up. Now, people who love Owen will say, oh, that's just to discredit him because he's such a funny truther who tells the truth so much. And they're just doing that to discredit him. Oh, yeah, nice excuse. Hey, here's his IMDb, right? Connects back to Hollywood. He's listed as an American conspiracy theorist and promotes white supremacy and anti-Semitism, homophobia. And see, he goes out of his way to be the poster boy of all those subjects and basically prove those statements right. He goes out of his way to do crude, terrible, non-funny bits about these subjects so that this Wikipedia page is correct. So that if anybody finds them, they're pretty much finding the correct smear campaign that they were meant to find. And he's playing that part so that when they do go look him up, they find exactly what's written here. All right. Why was Owen Benjamin removed from everything? See, so a lot of useful idiots will fall for one of these shill bags because they claim to have been censored. You know, like when Alex Jones gets censored, then what? Does that make Alex Jones legit? You know, like if Trump gets pretend kicked off of Twitter, does that make Trump legit? See what I'm saying? So they can use this like as a way to prop someone up and make it look like they're legit by having their channel get removed. It's because they want you and the type of people who follow him to go over to Rumble and BitChute and get off YouTube. So they want you to go follow this controlled Pied Piper over on those other fringe sites that don't get as much traffic or as much views. That's why I don't like to go over those other sites. People are like, Jake, why don't you go to Rumble? So what, 500 people can watch me instead of 5,000 or 10,000? Because that's what'll happen. You know what happens when I post on BitChute? I get 200-300 views. I can say whatever I want. I can talk about the evil, dirty Jays, and then 200 people will watch it. See how that works? Jake, why don't you go over to Rumble so you can expose the dirty, evil Jays? Yeah, and get 400 views and no money. That's what they want me to do. See, they want you to follow the Pied Pipers over to BitChute and Rumble and run your mouth off and be anti-Semitic so that you can exist in a tiny little controlled echo chamber with a bunch of agents and run around in circles doing nothing, exposing nothing to the same little echo chamber. It's the dirty Jays. Yeah, we know. We agree. 500 people all agreeing it's the dirty Jays over on Rumble. See where they stick you? They stick you in the little box. And then they can say, yeah, that guy, he's like anti-Semitic and was kicked off of YouTube. And then you go over there and check him out. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's why he's over there to all the other people being anti-Semitic over on Rumble. Yeah, see. They try and pigeonhole you into these boxes. Don't think for a second Rumble and BitChute were created by the good guys. No, that's to get us guys telling the truth off of YouTube to go over there, which is why I don't like going over there. Can I say whatever I want? Yeah, but I can say whatever I want out in the middle of the woods. I can go out in the middle of the woods and say whatever I want, but who's going to listen? Right? Mitch Hedberg has a joke about that. Something about like, I could cuss out in the woods. I forget the exact joke, but anyway, basically, yeah, you go out in the middle of nowhere and you can say whatever you want, uncensored. But who's going to be there to listen? What change is going to be made? If I yell and scream about the dirty, evil Jays running this place out in the middle of nowhere, what did I really do? Who did I expose? So if I go over to BitChute and talk about how much I hate the dirty, evil Jays, and 200 people watch and they go, yeah, me too. What's really being accomplished? Jack shit. And so I've seen people run in that circle for years doing nothing but making the same type of content over there on the BitChute that they created for those guys to keep spinning their wheels, doing nothing, talking to the same echo chamber. Jimmy Smith says, is Jake a cult? I've never heard him talk before until now. So you're completely new here. You have no idea what's going on, and you're asking me if I'm a cult. No, I have a cult-like following, but that's just because I'm an internet comedian and content creator who's unique, and people like my content. And so I have a hardcore following, which could be considered a cult-like following. However, I'm not running a cult such as Zach Hubbard or Owen Benjamin, and I don't treat my audience the way they do, and I don't run my channel the same way, like it's a corporate business. And I'm not trying to squeeze everyone out of every little dollar bill over here. So no, I'm just a dude who's a content creator, and I have a unique perspective on things. Bonnie says, thing is, if you say you're allowed to this or not allowed to do that, you're submitting to the matrix. There's no such thing as allowed, really. Well, you see, the thing is, like, if I say too many of the wrong things in a row, the chance that the video comes down starts to like go up drastically. So if I wanted to, if I was to, let's say, pull out my junk, they would take down the stream real fast, right? If I was to like start waving around my junk, you know why? Because that's not allowed on YouTube. You're not allowed to get naked during a live stream. So that's part of their rules, that you're not allowed to do that. So am I allowed right now? And like, if I want to and feel like doing it, yeah, I could. But am I submitting to the matrix if I don't do it? No. So they have a rule. You're not allowed to like dance naked. And so I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, the channel will come down instantly. So that's not me bowing down to the matrix. That's just me following one of their rules, whether I agree with it or not, in order to be able to run my channel. So I can get around not dancing naked and deal with it, even though I might want to, in order to get my message out there. So touche to you with that. Well, I guess I'll just have to start an OnlyFans for people like you, Philip Baca. If you want to pay to see me naked, I'll start an OnlyFans, but I'm going to charge $100 sextillion per member. So you have to be like really rich if you want to see me naked. So you better start saving up. So that's how much it costs to see my junk. $100 sextillion. And I won't accept a penny less. An only man's account. I thought it was like only women that had those, but then I found out that like there's dudes that have them too. I heard a YouTuber, Vegan Gains. He's like this lame vegan channel, and I remember he said something about how he has an OnlyFans, and I was like, oh my god, what sort of sick individual wants to pay to see Vegan Gains nude? Ugh. God. Even if you're like a straight lady, like there no way would you want to pay to see Vegan Gains. Ugh. So I'm like, what sort of sick gay dudes want to see Vegan Gains naked? Even they should be repulsed. Anyway. Ank says, glad you're covering the Owen Benjamin scam. Jake, you've always called him out as controlled ops, and you were correct. Yeah, I just didn't know all the details because I didn't follow him that closely. So I knew he hung out with David Weiss and Jaron, and I knew that like he was tied back to Hollywood. So I had him pegged as a shill, but I didn't know all the ins and outs about how he scammed his audience for Beartaria land that he acquired through the donations of his subs. And the fact that he didn't build the basketball court and do the men's retreat camps or whatever. He didn't do any of the things he said. So I'm just now learning about all that stuff. So I just recently found the Texas Goat Radio Show channel, and he is the one who's exposing Owen Benjamin. So if you want to see any more exposing of Owen Benjamin, I'll show you where all the goods are. And the guy doing the exposing, he's not very good at it. He's just like a regular guy who's trying to do his best job to expose Owen. But you can tell he's not like a regular content creator. So he gets a little, I don't know. He gets confused and frazzled at times while he's making the videos, but he does a decent enough job. So, yeah. So this guy deserves credit for cataloging all this. So this is basically like what sports gematria is to Zach Hubbard. This is the guy exposing Owen Benjamin, Texas Goat Radio Show. And he's just got nothing but Owen Benjamin stuff. So I watched several different videos. Some of them have juicier info than others, but it's all here cataloged. So if you want to hear more about the ongoing Owen Benjamin saga, this is the guy right here. Holden says, Jake Among Us has something they want to ask you. Among Us, Holder Crater Earth Theory. I'm not a fan of the crater Earth theories or the moon map theories. I found holes in all those theories. So I'm yet to find any sort of working Earth model. And that includes the globe. The globe isn't a working Earth model, and the AE flat Earth map with a circling sun isn't a working Earth model. And so I'm yet to find any sort of theory or model that like fits and works perfectly. There's always things wrong that don't work. Which is why I say we live in a simulation of sorts, an artificial realm. Perhaps we are the organic matter that lives within an artificial realm. So, for instance, the sun goes up and it goes down. It doesn't go in a circle. It doesn't stay above the earth all the time. When you see the sun come up out of the ground and you see it go down into the ground, we're all seeing that So to say that the sun doesn't rise and doesn't set and goes around in a circle is just wrong. So people think that if the sun goes up and goes down, well, that can only happen on a globe. No, if you live in an artificial realm and we all see our own sun, if this is truly a simulation and the things we see in the sky are artificial projections or whatnot, then that means the earth can be flat and the sun can go up and go down. And so that's the position that I take, is that the flat earth with the circling sun is wrong. Globe earth is wrong. The sun is going up and going down, just as we see it. And the earth is not a globe. Horizon is horizontal. That's why it's horizontal, horizon. They don't call it the curvaison. C Kilo says thoughts on Vibe of Cosmos. So yeah, I did a review of one of his videos like a year or two ago. I don't buy the moon map thing because the moon map guys take liberties. They'll add extra pieces of land and then say that those are pieces of land that like people just haven't discovered or are being hidden from us, but there's no proof of it. So there's like gigantic pieces of land on the moon maps that they will call Lemuria or Atlantis. And then when you're like, okay, there's a gigantic continent called Lemuria that none of us have been to or ever heard anything about, there's no proof of it. Oh, well, Lemuria is underwater. Well, then why is it shown above water on your moon map? So the moon maps, when you fill in the light gray areas with green and then the dark areas with blue, you're left with those areas in between, the gray areas in between light and dark gray, where you have to decide whether you're going to fill it in with water or land. So that means the moon map guys are always taking liberties where they put the water and the land and how much. See? So are there some shapes on the moon map that do look similar to our continents? Yeah, and that is weird. But there's also these big extra pieces of land that there's no evidence for. And so I have a hard time. And he doesn't have a working model of how the sun and moon work over that moon map. So like, how does the sun work if we live on the moon map? Does it rise and set? Does it go around in a circle? So there's nobody that can produce a working model to my satisfaction that solves every issue. I can always find something wrong. And the person doesn't have a face. So whenever someone's called like Vibe of Cosmo and is a anonymous person and you don't know who it is and they don't come forward and say, hi, I'm Vibe of Cosmo. My name is Ricky, Bobby, Frankie, whatever. And this is, my theory. So there's no person behind it. So see, I have a face and I'm telling you what I think right now. Vibe of Cosmo doesn't have a face to tell you what he or she thinks. Whenever that person doesn't show their face and it's just words on a screen and information on a screen and they're too chicken shit to show their face, I'm always highly skeptical. Need Groton says thoughts on the ocean, why we don't explore it as much as fake space. Oh, they do. The elites who run this world have sent many a men on many a mission to explore this place. Me and you don't get to explore this place because let's face it, like you have to get permission just to get on a plane and leave the country and go on a vacation. They want to know where you're going, what you're doing. You got to get a visa, right? You got to go through customs, security, yada, yada, yada. So you can't just go get on a big boat with your own crew and go explore the North Pole and Antarctica. Figure out what's really going on to your own satisfaction. You're always stuck listening to what somebody else has told you is out there, right? So we're told all the pieces of land have been discovered, and at the bottom of the earth ball is a chunk of ice called Antarctica, and all the countries agree that Antarctica is for scientific purposes only, and so we don't fight wars over Antarctica. There's no bloodshed over Antarctica, even though there was over all the other pieces of land, wars and bloodshed. But no, Antarctica, we're all bestest pals under the name of science, just like we're all bestest pals in space. We all work together in outer space, and we all work together in Antarctica. We're all bestest friends when it comes to those two places. Think about that. All the governments participate in the same charade when it comes to Antarctica. Not one of them comes out and says, they're lying, there's more land. Antarctica is not an ice chunk. Not one country will come out and say that, right? Not one government defies the rest of governments and tells you the truth. Now, they all tell the same lies. So, me and you can't go exploring willy-nilly, and basically, like, we're stuck in our own little barnyards. And I mentioned this earlier. We're stuck in our own countries like we're barnyard animals, and we're unable to go explore and truly figure out what this place is. Meanwhile, the elites have had hundreds of years to figure it out. And do you think that they're going to tell the secrets of what they found? If the elites have sent men who fucking got to the edge of the earth and actually found a dome, like an actual physical structure, are they going to come back and tell you? They're not required to tell you that they found the edge of the earth and were physically encapsulated in a dome. So we're always stuck assuming, well, I guess they discovered everything. Or perhaps maybe there is a dome. Perhaps maybe there is extra land, but we can't go figure it out for ourselves. So here I am, a guy who's pretty sure there's more land out there. Pretty sure there's more shit to be discovered. Pretty sure I've been lied to, but I can't go discover the land, and I can't figure it out. I could ask you guys to crowdfund a bunch of money, but it would still probably wouldn't be enough, and I wouldn't even know where to begin. See, so even trying to figure it out, even if we have lots of people all with the same goal to try and buy a boat and go exploring, I'm sure at some point the government would infiltrate it and find a way to screw everything up. So even trying to come up with a plan where I can go exploring, well, I've never went exploring, so I don't know shit about doing it. So it would be kind of scary to take off, towards Antarctica, not knowing anything about what I'm getting into, So even just thinking of the concept of exploring the unknown and trying to figure it out, dude, that's impossible. It's basically impossible unless you are the elites with an unlimited budget. If you are working with the elites and you have an unlimited budget, well, then, going and exploring the greater reaches of the world and figuring out what this place really is obtainable. So do I think the elites know what this place is? Yes. Do I exactly know what this place is? No. Still trying to figure it out. And I don't know if I can ever get to the bottom of it because I'm basically a barnyard animal stuck in the United States with no way to figure it out. I need to buy a blimp, but blimps are slow. Blimps are slow as shit, bro. You know how long it would take to fly around in a blimp? David Yount says all maps are fake. Well, in the fact that they only give us a finite amount of land and they tell us that that's all there is. So the fact that all the maps are basically designed as like a mental jail cell. Like, this is how much land there is, and it's all been discovered, and this is all there is. And so by wrapping the earth up into a ball, they create a finite amount of land and resources, and they claim it's all been discovered. And of course, at the bottom of that ball is Antarctica. And it's just ice and it's for scientific research only. And then when you look at the AE map, the controlled opposition flat Earth map, they say we're surrounded by an ice wall and that the ice is in all directions. So I propose it's neither, not a globe with Antarctica at the bottom, not a pizza pie map surrounded by ice. Perhaps there's more land to be discovered if you just go the right direction. Who knows? Maybe there's continents bigger than the one that you live on, bigger than North America, bigger than Africa, or any of them. You know, we don't know what's out there. And when you really think of taking steps to try and go figure it out, then you quickly realize you can't. You're stuck. You're always going to be having to trust somebody else who works with the government on behalf of the government, who supposedly went and checked it out already. Oh, did I miss a super chat? My bad. That happens sometimes. Got it. Okay. You want the Mexican song? Okay, I'm gonna sing every Mexican song ever written rolled into one. Okay, so if you've ever heard a Spanish Mexican song, it pretty much they all sound exactly the same, and it sounds something like this. Rum pum 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 rum pum 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 Nayone Nayone Nayana en mañana Nayone Nayana Nalone Dígalo rum pum 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 and Dígalo chicharone un chicharona hitahune Inayana in mañana Inayana Dígalo There you go. Mexican music for you and Leslie Guy and Rose and anyone else who enjoyed it. Tell me that is not the best Mexican song you've ever heard. I literally rolled every Mexican song that ever existed into one song, and that's it. So there's no need to listen to any more Mexican music because you've already heard all of it. Yeah, I think at one point I said chicharrone. Chicharrone. All right. No. The Chinese song is different. In fact, I can sing you the Chinese national anthem right now. Ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Me Chinese, me play joke, me go pee pee in your coke gong. There you go. Chinese national anthem performed just for you. And of course, I learned how to sing the Chinese national anthem when I was invited to China to sing at the Chinese Olympics. Just kidding. I didn't go to China and sing in the Chinese National Olympics. But I do sing the best Chinese national anthem of any person who ever lived. That is a true story. That I'm not kidding around about. Well, as I say, I love dirty, stinky chinks. So if I kind of look like a dirty, stinky chink, then that's a good thing, because I love them. Me Chinese, me play joke. Me go pee-pee in your Coke. Brad Forrester says, how do you tell if a black chick is pregnant? I don't know. How? Hopefully he doesn't make us wait too long for the punchline. I'm waiting, Brad. That's a hell of a setup. There better be a good punchline. Of course, now Brad's leaving us all hanging. Bro, you can't leave me hanging with a joke like that. You got me all intrigued with the setup. Still nothing. Here I am, waiting on Brad to give me this killer punchline. And he's holding back on us. I guess there is no punchline. Perhaps he just wants to know. Maybe he's just asking me a question because he thinks he might have gotten a black chick pregnant, so he needs to like hear what I think in order to figure it out whether he did or not. I don't know. Some other guy's gonna say the punchline, and he says, "When you pull the tampon out, the cotton is already picked." Ew. Punchline needs a little work. I like the setup, but I think it would be funnier if like it involved fried chicken or Aunt Jemima or something. Watermelons, not being able to swim, something like that would have been more funny. But whatever. Yeah. No punchline. He just wants to know. Jonna says, hi, Jake. We love your show. Hi, Jonna. Glad you could make it. Thank you for donating. I know you're a longtime supporter of the Jake the Asshole channel. So thank you very much. As always, you are a sweetheart. Leslie Guy says, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Yeah, we take the rover, we go to the moon. And then you know that we come back soon. We rove to the left, we rove to the right. And of course you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. We rove up north, we rove down south. And then you know we rove right up in your mouth. We rove up high. We rove down low. We rove until we got no place to go. We land on the moon. We land on the moon. Land on the moon. We land on the moon. I like to take the rover around. I like to go roving around the town. I rove all night. I rove just right. I rove until we got to start a fight, and then we land on the moon. Sometimes I get carried away. You know what sucks is I'll like do that even after the stream ends. I'll like keep singing that like in my head, and I'll have to tell myself, stop it. Okay, that's it. Stop. And I'll just keep going. And sometimes like it's almost like a curse. Like it's almost like something that can drive you crazy. Just keep going and going. You know, we rove this way, we rove that way, we rove all night because we're fat and gay. You know, it's like, oh shit, stop it, quit. So then it's like you get stuck in your own comedy bit. Drives you crazy. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, except for Zach Hubbard or Owen Benjamin. Brad says, how can he tell if a black chick is pregnant? Yep. I waited for you to give me the punchline and you never did, bro. And CK Elo Kilo says, bro, I appreciate your streams and I hope you will consider streaming more. Longtime listener here, and it helps to laugh in serious times. I should stream more often. I should probably stream like, at least twice a week. And instead I only do it like once a week. And then sometimes like it's once every 2 weeks. So I enjoy doing my streams. Like tonight, I had fun. And so I'll try to do more streams, especially since there's no football content to be made right now. So I've been taking some days off, just being lazy. And I took a few different trips. I went to the ocean and stuff like that. So I haven't been focusing as much on streams, but I'll try to at least do like 2 a week so I can connect with you guys and hang out with you guys more. All right. I'm starting to get tired. I notice now I'm starting to like stumble over my words and have like brain farts and stuff. So I think that means I should probably eat some food and smoke a bowl. It's been too long since I've put any calories in my body and smoked a bowl. So I got to go do that. So until next time, this is Jake the Asshole, and hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like it and share it and subscribe it and all that jazz. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you to everyone who participated in the chat. Thank you to everyone who donated. I really do appreciate that. You guys are the best audience a guy could ever have, and my default family. So thank you all for being here. Love you guys. And until next time, Jake the A-hole signing out. Peace. Good night.